Alright. Welcome everyone. Today we'll play a new game. Let me just take a look at the audio balance. Do we have microphone and my audio? Can I drag this? Come on, OBS. I'm pro streamer. I've done this before. Okay. It looks like we have both of them. Hi chat. Hi, hello. So, I don't really know much about this game. I know that this game is from 11-bit Studios, and 11-bit Studios did games like This War of Mine, which was just perfection. They are from Poland, so close to my heart, and they also made Frostpunk. So both of these games were not really very happy. Hey John Carter, welcome back. Thank you for coming. Both of these games were not really happy. This is an adventure game, from what I gathered from the screenshots and the short trailer I watched. So bought this one without thinking much about it, and I really like the art style on the screenshots. So let's check out the options. We have master, music, voice, sounds. Okay, sounds good enough. Let me know if the audio is okay. Bitrate is unstable. What's going on? Huh. I don't trust this Twitch board, the stream manager. Affiliate Livestock. Oh look, it's the same plane as in TLD. I want to establish what plane it was.
Hey, come on, wake up!
How this works? I'm sorry.
Thank God you're all right.
Do I express all three?
It's jammed in here.
Okay.
Here, let me help. It's broken. Got stuck under the bloody rudder pedal. Anything I can do?
See if there's a first aid kit around, would you? Should be behind my
There's got to be something.
Okay, so they are color coded. Okay, so I just click on stuff.
Yeah, thanks. Okay.
Sounds painful.
That's better. It's not gonna last forever, though.
Okay,
Where are we?
Hopefully not out of range of the radio masts.
we need to put on the pressure because there's something going on. I don't hear the engines going.
Mayday, this is Alpha Romeo Lima. Crashed south of Deception. Coordinates.
They crashed, okay.
82 south, 19 west. Come on. Hello, Faraday, do you read?
Okay, so this is something in the distance. What's this dot? Okay, what happens if I don't click on
Do you
it?
think you can move?
Okay, this is a choice too, I like this.
Well, that's your lot. Puts paid to flying out of here. I'm good for nothing like this.
Sorry about this one. Resume. Plane.
And the plane's in no fit state either.
I reckon I saved her from the worst of it, actually. She's gonna need some help getting her up again.
I don't think this is going.
Hey, see that up there? We were about to fly over one of the British outposts. Deception Point, that should be it there. Maybe they've got a doctor.
Yeah, I think I can see it.
So can you make it?
Make it? It's freezing out there.
We'd rather stay in this tin can and we both freeze to death.
We could wait.
Oh, come on, mate. Your fairy godmother's not gonna magically appear. Nobody knows we're here. Oh, come on, mate. I've done my best to get us down in one piece. Time to be a man, eh?
First price strong assertive. Okay, I like this one.
How far away do you think it is?
Could be 5, 10 miles. Can you make it?
Okay, click and
Don't really
hold.
have a
Right.
choice, do we?
Yeah. Good man.
What's this? Hey, Maria.
How will I find my way back?
That's no TLD.
There might be something here. I keep a box for emergencies. I think this qualifies.
You got lost.
Flares.
Yes.
You keep an eye out. I'll open this window and...
Oh, Robot also got lost.
Help me get your bearings. Hey, you here?
Okay, so these are responses that you can click on.
Yourself out there, okay? Just keep straight.
They are color-coded.
I'll be back as soon as I can. You just mind that leg.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, you watch out, okay? It's 10 below 0.
10 below 0. That's nothing to TLD players. Come on.
Wish me luck.
Okay, so this is action. Okay, so no color, no shape inside is just action. Cheers, guys. My early evening coffee. Okay, so like, do I move or just use mouse to click on stuff? Let's try moving. Okay, I can move. So walk towards that thing. Hi, cool guy. Nice to see you. Like, -10 below 0 doesn't sound like a lot. Maria, thank you very much for subbing. Enjoy these emotes. And also the bot thought that this is the good time to say hello to you. Hi Twitch TV. Welcome Twitch TV. And Zenit. Yes, welcome to my stream. We're playing South of the Cycle. Enjoys these emotes and thank you very much for the sub. What the fuck just happened? What is that? Can I move the camera or something? No. Can I? What? What just happened? Hello? Where is the snowstorm and plane? And there is a wall I cannot walk through. What? What just happened, guys? I tried and got an error. Error with what? Stevie? Or just should I call you Stevie? Or just Twitch? Hey, coach wanted to give go live and play some Erling. Been busy with other things.
Oh, here, let me help.
Oh, I think I can manage.
No, honestly, it's fine. Oh. Not as easy as it looks.
Oh dear. Let me give you a hand.
Oh, no. I can do it.
It's easier with.
You should be able to
keep.
clip. Negative shine down, because I don't want to play that one.
All right. On 3. 1, 2.
Come on, be a man. Lift it by yourself.
That's my fault. There's too many books.
That's what's in here. Well, there you go.
Teamwork.
I could have managed.
I'm sure. Yes. Thank you.
That wasn't assertive,
Right,
mate.
I'll leave you to it.
Oh, do you join me? Well, I don't think you'd have much luck finding another free carriage.
Clip service doesn't work sometimes. Yeah, I found that too, but you can clip afterwards. I have what's enabled. So, are we picking up this girl or something? Yeah, go for carrying then.
Your work?
My students.
Cheers.
They haven't learned the art of editing just yet. Still, someone's got to mark it.
They are so very British, I want to
You're marking.
emulate their
Trying
accent.
to. I can't complain. When
You
I
can't
was a student,
complain.
my professor said to me, "You don't expect me to mark all that, do you?" So I won't complain now they're handing me all
I'm
this.
sorry. I'm so very sorry. Go for this.
Well, feel free to complain to me if it helps.
It might. Thank you.
Should be a good channel for my channel.
Long journey.
If you want this
way from
full
Edinburgh.
video, I can send it over to you.
And you're heading for the university, I take it.
To Cambridge, that's right.
What's this game about? I have no
You are
idea.
too, I can see that.
So let me just pause it for a second to introduce the game again. So this game is from 11-bit Studios, the guys who created This War of Mine and Frostpunk and Frostpunk 2. So they are guys from Poland, so close to my heart. And all of these games were not very happy. And they created an adventure game, or so I think. So it sounds like it's something that would be interesting, to say the least. I don't know yet. Looks like something about time travel up to this point, because we were in a plane, we crashed, we walked, and then we boarded a train. And now we are picking up on girls. What? Kona? Like? I have no idea what is this.
It's the tie, isn't it?
It's not that. I prefer Priestley's ideas about weather patterns personally.
I beg your
What?
pardon?
Your book fell out onto the seat.
Oh,
Oh, so we were writing too. Okay.
Would you mind if I take a look?
oh, yes.
Formulation of complex cloud patterns. G.B. McNeil.
GB. Huh.
I found it rather heavy going myself.
Okay.
You've read it?
I had to set this one for my undergraduates. Not that any of them probably read the bloody thing.
This
You've
looks
got
like it
on you.
might fall
Think you're
on
not a
her
student?
any minute.
You're lecturing too, am I right? Likewise.
Okay.
How long have you been here?
It'll be my second year.
Peter, how do you do?
Oh, Clara, how'd you do? Oh, your bookmark.
Don't worry.
Thank you for sending. I will check
Oh,
this later.
your telegram, sorry.
It's nothing. Just something from my professor.
So do I get the choice with this one or
What
not?
was I?
It's completely fine, really.
Okay, negative shade on cost. So I feel that this game relies on emotion
Professors do love a
to
telegram,
carry
don't
the
they?
gameplay.
Yours sounds just like my old one. My office
And
when
small
you talk about
choices.
your work, like we're still at school. I'm sure you're not really in trouble. It's mad, isn't it? All these old men having a final say over our future, deciding whether our work's good enough. How it all rests on that one final paper we need just to get anywhere.
I know. I know.
I wish
Bullshit.
they'd actually come and see me teaching. I don't know why they don't. I'd love to go and see other lecturers if I were them. I should do it more often.
You'd be welcome to come to mine.
Oh, thank you. If there's space, perhaps. How many students make it to them?
Just say a few.
Oh, hundreds.
That's a lot of undergraduates.
Well, maybe you'll see for yourself.
Maybe I will. Oh, there's a red light up ahead. I suppose I can get a little more work done. Let me know when we're coming up to the bright lights of Cambridge, won't you?
She cut us off. Ah, okay, this was a memory. I see now. And we're gonna save. Okay. Hi, Roxid. Okay, so heist is also on cooldown. I need to look into this, because I think I disabled the cooldown. At least on voting. Barrels? Okay. I don't know what to think about this. So this is deception point, or so they called it. In the UK, but probably somewhere north. Crate and barrels. Okay, so we got the flag, so confirmation that this is indeed UK. Looks like these Antarctica settlements with raised buildings and barrels. I'm too vulgar for the bot and you, sorry. What? What did you type? Let me scroll up. I don't see anything. It's fine. Oh, this one. I see. I wonder where the automod doesn't make a sound. We broke in. Okay. Turn on the light, mate.
Is anybody here?
Here, you got a light switch. Do it.
So, do come and see me if you have any questions on the lecture.
No, fine.
One or two would be nice.
Hundreds of graduates.
You can
I
leave
see.
if you like. It's over. Or do you have a question?
Oh my god, this guy is so
in
sad.
fact.
Yes.
Are we allowed to visit other people's lectures?
Don't be angry.
Oh, it's you. I did
Oh,
see you up
this is
there.
stress.
You decided to come.
I did.
Liked it?
I didn't think you're too bad.
Huh. Well, I'm glad you thought so. The others don't seem to care so much. Make a run for it as soon as they can.
Well, they're a loss. I wouldn't worry. People all seem a bit jumpy at the moment. I found it fascinating. Finding a way to trace the paths of all the world's clouds across the sky.
You really were listening.
It's quite poetic, I thought.
Oh, you were paying attention too. In theory, it's great. It's just need to prove it's possible. It's, taking a while.
A wonderful subject for your paper, I would have thought.
Yes, you would have thought.
Well, I've had no luck with mine, if it's any consolation. Just getting anything approved is a nightmare. Still, they can't say no once I found my beautiful subject, like you.
What?
It's true, I am an excellent subject.
You know, the heists are brutal.
Finishing here yet? Sorry about that, a bit too keen sometimes.
Sounds like a passionate bunch.
You'd be welcome to stay if you like.
Yeah, let's stay.
Oh, well,
If we can.
why not? Thank you.
Wonderful. I'll just go see to this mob and give you time to gather your papers.
Okay, so we did turn on the light. Yes? So, okay, what is this? It's like some long-term permanent shelter. But abandoned because the cherry started down. So no people here. We need to find the radio. I think the radio would be upstairs because it would have a better connection there. Shorter cables and so on. And yeah. January. Okay. Okay. No, change closer. What is this? Synoptic chart? Normal observations. What they are observing? Game, why are you confusing me? I click on something. Okay, I can click on close. This is observation log, but I want this flashing thing. Okay, what's this? Seismic station deception long period channel. Seismic, So they recorded something. This. So apparently I can also click on things that are not lighted up. So this was observation station, but we want to get call for help. What? Somebody lives here. Because there is something smoking. Okay, click on this. Valpronate, 400 tablets. Sodium. I have no idea what this is. Migraine, epilepsy, bipolar disorder. So we are going to find somebody that suffers from this. So that would explain the turnover chair and the state of this place. Let's knock on the door over here. Yeah. They are not there. Okay. In here. Click. Click. This is really deep snow. Why are you walking through it? Okay, dangerous place.
Peter, marvelous to see you. You've come at the right time. England are 37 for 4. Terrible state of affairs. Anyway, you said you wanted to see me about something?
Is this during war?
Something you wanted to let me know.
Okay, so there is an engine, boiler of some sorts that we will need to start. Seems stuck. Okay, let's exit. another room over there. The car. Also, I don't think that we will be able to start the plane again, so getting back using this car would be the option. Yeah, let's go check it. Locked. Yeah. Exactly what I thought. There are people walking around because they left these marks all over the place.
Hello?
Need bright bar. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Where are other people? Did they left? Have they left? Why they left without the car? Yeah, to the stuff, you know how to operate radio, right? Are you going to speak?
Hello? Hello, can anyone hear me? Come in. Hello? I said you can come in. Door's open.
Peter!
Oh, hello there. Sorry.
Ah, good to see some work being done. Good show. My goodness, it's gloomy.
Some work. This
In
looks
here,
like
notice
a
it.
lot.
You got my note, I presume?
I did.
Well, I'm sure you've been very busy, which explains why I haven't heard from you, so it seems I have to come and pay you a visit instead. Still plugging away, I see. Mind if I take a look?
I'd rather not. Not yet.
Oh, come on. What have you got to hide?
And most of them are just weather readings from my contact in South America.
Not much to read yet. You will tell me when you've got something, won't you? As your professor, I do need to be kept abreast of things.
Of course. I'm sorry, I just need to collate all these readings and then I'll be on the home straight.
I do hope so. Good grief! I'm not surprised you're getting nothing done with all this racket. What is it this time? Oh, more of them today, I see, getting ready for another march, I suppose. And I can't quite believe how many women are out there. The more they let in, the less serious studying seems to get done in this place. Not built for academic work, I fear. I really don't see why they want to join this band of Soviet sympathizers.
Can I pause? Okay, I can pause. This is getting uncomfortable political all of a sudden with these views.
Sounds like a peaceful protest. Not doing anyone any harm.
Well, you know what I mean. Anyone who's for nuclear disarmament is anti-British, as far as I can see. Can't stand all this politics in my college. Wanted to talk to you about that, in fact.
Okay.
About politics.
That's right. Sit down. What worries me is that all that is distracting people from the very good academic work we do here. This is where I really do need your help, Peter.
Right. Hadn't I better be working, though? I thought that was the priority.
Oh, it is. That's the point, you see. This is about your work. As you know, I have some friends in high places. I need to persuade these people that this college deserves to survive, deserves the reputation we've built over the years.
So he come here. He sees we got a lot of work. He looked at the first page of our paper and said that we did nothing to read. We gave him like 10 papers. He read through half of one. Then a lot of books on our table, so we are not done with our work. He comes, complains about the protest, and then begins his speech. I want to drop whatever you're doing and do something from the party.
There's a lot of talk suggesting we're a soft touch. A breeding ground for communists. I need to show we're serious about what we do, and what I need from you is something publishable.
No.
Well, I hope I can do that.
I don't doubt it. Make sure it is good, something first rate. This is a great institution, Peter. I need to prove its worth, and I need you to prove yours too.
Can I be like,
I
is
will.
this assertive?
Of course I will.
It's been 3 years.
Can I say no? What?
Sure you understand what I'm saying?
Completely. I'll do my best.
I want to
It will
restart this
be
chapter.
a
I do not
first-rate
agree to
piece
do
of
this.
Thank you.
Or maybe this is the reason we are in that plane.
I'm sure you're hoping you don't have to stay in this dark little room forever. And I'm sure you'll rather leave it after a well-deserved promotion.
Stop deleting this guy.
Oh, one more thing. The atmosphere here, things have been a little fraught. You must have noticed it's not just those protests that I'm concerned about. You know all about the business with the Cambridge Four, I presume.
I don't,
Tell me.
actually.
You don't? A Soviet spy ring. Recruited right here in Cambridge. Passing secrets to the Russians for years, and we knew nothing about it. The papers are having a field day with it. They used to hang for things like this.
Well, thank goodness we don't do that anymore.
Yes. Yes, we can't stop the world from moving
Oh,
on.
he regrets that.
The Cambridge 4 might now be the Cambridge 5. They still don't know who the 5th member is yet. I need to be absolutely sure we are on our guard. So I'd like you to keep an eye out. You would tell me if you saw anything suspicious, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I see.
I can
What is
trust
over
you on
here?
that.
Absolutely. You can trust me.
Glad to hear it. I'll see myself out. You carry on.
I don't like how this went. Yeah, that was something. Like the whole bar over here changes color. So this is our plane calling Mayday.
It's Peter here.
Peter, thank God you made it. Are you there? Is there a doctor? Can someone come and pick me up?
Floyd, something's not right. I think something's happened here.
Something's happened. What do you mean?
Well, there's nobody here. The place is abandoned.
And recently.
Hello?
That's impossible. They have to have someone stationed here all year round.
Floyd, it's not just that the place is empty. Everyone's things are here. There are just no people. It's like they've all vanished.
Well, they might be out on some kind of exercise, a research trip, something like that. Taking a vehicle and headed out.
No, they didn't take the vehicle that's here.
It doesn't sound right.
And wherever they went, they went in a hurry. There's footprints everywhere. And they left a mess in their living quarters.
What kind of mess?
Broken glass, an overturned chair, that sort of thing.
Like there's been a fight?
What, maybe? Or maybe there was an emergency. Someone got sick or something.
Oh, listen to me. I don't like the sound of this.
out into that again? No. Where would I go? Back to you?
No, don't come back, Peter. Took you 2 hours to get there. You come back here and then where are we? Back to square one.
2 hours to get that.
Listen carefully. I don't know for sure, but it's possible that the base you're in might have been attacked.
No.
Attacked? This is a research station. Who would attack this place?
Soviets.
Oh, kill. Kiss.
No. Don't be ridiculous, Floyd. We're not at war.
The Cold War hasn't been so cold around here recently. People are tetchy. I've heard stories of shots being fired. And you could kill a dozen men down here and no one would know about it.
You're being paranoid, Floyd.
I've met the guys who work at Deception Point, mate. They run a tight ship. It's not like them to leave it completely deserted without telling anyone. And now you're telling me there are signs of a struggle? You can't rule it out.
Well, then I'll come back and we'll make another plan.
No. There's a chance I can raise someone from here, but if you come back and I can't, then we're back at square one. They'd have to have us both on their case. Look, I'll keep trying on the radio. You've got to move on. Get out of there quickly.
Okay.
What about you?
First things first, don't worry about me.
Why?
More help if you keep yourself safe. You're in the radio hut, right? Anything in there which could help tell where we are?
There's a map here.
A map? Great. What's on it?
I can see where I am. The base at Deception Point.
Okay, great. Anything north of there?
There are more buildings to the
Okay.
north.
Okay,
Do you
so
know
this
what
is
they are?
summit.
More buildings. I know the Norwegians are stationed out here too. That'll be the Norwegian base.
I'm guessing they're not a threat like the Soviets.
Don't worry. The Norwegians are allies. They'd help us. Just pray there'll be someone there when you arrive. You mentioned there was a vehicle. Have you got keys?
Got them. Got them.
Well, that's something. Let's hope they fill the tank up. Can you see a route on the map? Any landmarks to follow?
Yeah, we have landmarks
Ahead,
and
there's some kind of
we have a limit of sea ice, which is quite far into the sea, so it would be really easy to get over there.
I'll be able to see the Norwegian base from there.
Sounds like that's your first destination. Peter, can you see
No,
anything you can use as a weapon?
I've got
be
my
a
hands.
certificate.
That's all.
Well, don't go searching for one if there's nothing else in there. You don't know when they might come back. Get to the vehicle and head to that rock as quickly and as quietly as you can, alright?
This is a bad idea because we can just move on the ice
Find you again.
near to the shore.
Floyd, are you still there?
Sorry, I had to lose my leg. Look, don't hang about, Peter. Get going, for Christ's sake. I'll keep broadcasting on this frequency when I can. Try and pick it up again when you get to the base.
I will, and remember those flares.
Yeah, I heard you. Look, I've got to go. You just get to that cathedral rock. Over and out.
So what I think is that there was an earthquake that was recorded on the seismometer, and they also heard the plane going down. So they went and are looking for the plane. Also, they went and got one of these bottles. Okay, I think the game wants us to go into the car directly. Alright. UK, so you get in on the other side of the car. He's shaking a lot. Can I steer the car? Okay, we got a fuel gauge. I'm pressing to get out of there. Okay, I can only move forward into there. Can I like turn left or right? Okay, I can. Can I go on the ice? Please? No, it's steering me back towards whatever the car is going. What's this? Game, please tell me.
Thanks for picking me up like that. I'm absolutely soaked. I must have looked a terrible state.
Did you miss the bus?
Don't know what happened. The bus just didn't turn up.
Happens to me a lot of the time.
Insisting on something?
Another
Sorry,
book.
Papers. Oh, I haven't got them all wet.
Oh, yes, careful. That's the only copy I've got.
So this is your grand tome about the clouds. Would you mind if I take a look?
Of course. I mean, if you can understand them.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, my goodness.
What?
Do you have a right to be here? You know, I have earned my place.
What are you talking about?
Well, maybe this is a bad idea. I don't want to read them anyway if you don't think I can understand them.
No. I meant they're probably illegible. I meant you might not be able to read them. That's all.
Oh, sorry. Just, I get that kind of thing a lot. I'm a bit sensitive.
Crosswise.
I thought you morphed into my old professor there.
My office. See me.
Anyway, sorry.
As I said, don't worry. Take a look if you like.
Oh, thank you. I can see you're an excellent note taker. Well, the rest is probably classified, top secret.
Top secret. Like yours is too, I've heard.
Stop it.
You haven't started it, I know.
I will. I haven't had 3 years. Sorry, that was a bit low. I'm just a bit tired at the moment. My proposal was rejected again yesterday. It needs more work.
You can talk to me, you know. I know what it's like trying to find the right subject.
I'm starting to wonder if I'll ever find
What's
it.
that?
My friend Molly's nearly finished hers, and here I am, not even at the starting line.
You'll find it. I'm sure of it.
Thanks, Doctor. I'll just put you safe down here. Cambridge. Even on a day like this, I do love this journey.
To the university, you mean?
Yes.
Well, I'm enjoying it too.
They need to even steal this one.
Mighty steed.
I tried, but
Oh, yes.
it's
Use a
going
big
by
bus,
itself.
You can have a car like this.
Your presence tells me this is obviously better for picking up ladies.
Oh, well, you can just about fit one in if that's what you mean. Anyway, this bus will do just fine. Thanks again for getting me out of the rain like that. It was...
Don't mention it.
No, I know it was an inconvenience. It won't happen again.
This is the BBC Live program. Here is the news. Talks began today in Washington between Britain, the United States, and Soviet Russia over the renewal of the Antarctic Treaty, which forbids any acts of military aggression in Antarctica.
So we are in the Antarctica. Okay.
On the continent have established the need to reaffirm the worldwide commitment to peace. All eyes will be on Russia, whose reported reluctance to rejoin the talks is a point of concern for the British government. In a statement read outside the White House, Prime Minister Macmillan called on Russia to engage in the talks wholeheartedly to ensure a lasting peace in the nuclear era.
Okay, so we crashed in the south of the Arctic Circle. That's why the game's called like that. Okay. Do you really want to climb up this rock? You will need to go down. Okay, so we got our station. We were assigned to Antarctica, and we crashed on the way. The story so far. And there was something
That bus? What's that?
at
5,
the
6 in a
populated
row
area.
now?
I don't know. I counted 7, maybe.
It'll never happen again.
This game is weird with controls.
Oh wait! Oh look, there's Molly. I haven't seen her in ages. Can you just pull over and we can say hello?
I'm pressing the stop. Okay.
Moles!
Clara!
Oh, it's wonderful to see you.
Well, you can't miss us all today. Is this your
What they are
handsome bus
testing?
driver?
I didn't call him that. Molly, this is Peter. Peter, this is Molly.
I've heard.
Heard what?
You'll be joining us, I hope.
Joining you here outside.
On the big march? From Aldermaston, the atomic weapons factory. This time we're all going to start there, then march on London.
Okay,
Straight
so
to
they are
Parliament.
protesting
Tens
atomic
of
weapons.
thousands of us. They'll have to listen to us this time.
4 days walk, isn't that right?
Seems a bit excessive.
Worth it to save the world, don't you think?
It's a waste of time, isn't it?
If this is a waste of time, I'd like to know what really was worth someone's time.
Oh, sorry, Peter, Molly is a lecturer at the college too, when she's not showing me the ropes or working on her opus.
Oh, that's all done now. The paper's published.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Good riddance, too. I couldn't bear having it hanging over me any longer.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you. I can focus on this for a while. Much more important.
Do you think this will make a difference?
But jolly well has to, don't you think? Considering what's at stake, we're all under threat. I would have thought as a man of science you'd know all about it. Clara mentioned you'd been studying radiation carried by the clouds.
Seems Clara's told you all my secrets.
Oh, I didn't know it was an official secret.
I really don't want to
No,
click on
it's
this
not.
one.
It's not. It's fine.
The radiation is what's terrifying. One hydrogen bomb could kill 1 million people in an instant. But then the radiation spreads and could kill millions more. Slowly this time. The British government is building more bombs when they should be doing the opposite. Disarming. Setting an example to the world.
Wouldn't that let our guard down? Isn't that what the Soviets want?
We're not naive, you know. We want the three sides to stop entrenching themselves. All this posturing of theirs can only end one way. It's got to be unilateral nuclear disarmament. Otherwise, every day we are one step closer to the end.
Well, I agree, although with any luck they'll thrash it out.
And what if they don't?
Right, I've got a lecture to give. Peter, would you mind if I had a lift for the last mile?
Of course not.
It was good to meet you, Peter.
Good to meet you too.
You're coming on the march, aren't you, Clara?
I wouldn't miss it for anything.
And you, Peter?
Wouldn't miss
Okay,
it.
I will go.
And in the meantime, I'm sure Clara will take very good care of you.
What?
She will?
That's enough, Molly Shanahan. We'll be off now.
You go and get your bus, Clara. Ding, ding.
Impressive, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a lunch.
She's louder than everyone. I'll give her that.
Okay, can I talk for a second? Yeah, okay. The game has stopped. So disarming is one thing that is better if there are no weapons. You can kill with them. That's one thing, but if there are bad people, they can always do bad stuff. regardless if they have atomic weapons, hydrogen bombs, or just regular weapons. What you need to teach is morality, so they don't want to kill other people, to murder. That should be your focus. It's steering me to the right all of the time. If I turn left for a bit, it steers me back to the right. So, according to the map, there should be buildings over here. I don't see any buildings. Maybe down there? I hope this guy took the map with him. Okay, the buildings are there.
You know what I'm gonna say? I've got a pretty good idea. You need to get out more.
I have to work.
Oh, come on, old chap. I have to say, I've never really understood it. Here you are writing about clouds, and yet you never see the sky.
I don't need to see it. It's about the ideas, the words.
Well, let's see some of these words then, shall we? Come on. Man or a mouse? It's the way it's top secret, is it? You can trust me. What do you think, Sam?
So what, you've read it?
I'm sure some of it is very good. Here.
I really have got a lot of work to do.
It would seem so.
Don't worry, old chap. Well, we'll hit that wall sometimes. It's all part of writing a paper.
Now, come on, don't be so modest, Sam. You dashed yours off in a few months.
Well, maybe I was fortunate, but the point is...
The point is, you set your sights straight and true, sat down and wrote the damn thing.
It wasn't quite like that.
Well, you did it, and now here you are, senior lecturer. Which makes two of us.
Did Joseph not mention he got a promotion too? It does tend to slip his mind for a few seconds occasionally.
Well, you know what could be open to him if he gets this right and gets promotion? His own department. Eventually. Professorship. You can't reach those heights if you stay in this hovel for the rest of your life.
Well, that's true, but I wouldn't
My point
quite
was
put
that saying to Peter it's all part of the process is just kind words. What we need to do is help our poor friend here be a man and write.
No, I can do this. I don't need any help.
Well, you need something. Left to your own devices, you might go and start all over again. I'm right, aren't I, Sam?
I think he's right, Peter. I know it's tempting to want to forget everything and start again on a blank page, but then you're risking making the same mistakes all over again. You know, sometimes it's better to see where you've gone wrong, that's all. Let it help you. Good things might come of it.
Good things like a promotion, I might add.
Like Joseph says, don't start again.
All right, then. What do you suggest, Sam?
What do you suggest? Another political study?
Go on, then. What?
What you need is some inspiration. Those 3 new girls. You know the ones. Undergraduates. They'll be at the Fox and Hounds this evening, and so, my good man, shall we?
8 o'clock. See you there?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, I'll come.
I do hope so. And this isn't you palming us off again, I hope. Although I was almost hoping you'd say no, so there'd be 2 of those girls for me. Come on, let's leave him to it.
Good luck with it. We'll see you later.
Don't be shy, Peter. Come along.
It doesn't look like the stack of
Man or a
books
mouse?
is getting lower. So...
Oh,
And this
there
book is
you
not
are.
going to help you,
7
I
o'clock, I
feel.
thought you said.
Oh, fashionably late.
Come sit, I got you some tea.
Tea.
Oh, great idea, thank you.
Sugar for you?
Tea.
Yes, 2 for me, please.
Okay.
What? This is a choice?
Oh my goodness, you're soaked. Where's your jacket?
Oh, well, not on me, of course. Mind on other things.
The paper again? Still all consuming?
I can handle it.
Oh, I don't blame you. I've been thinking about it quite a bit too.
Okay.
You have? About
20
my
minutes late, mate.
Yes.
What the hell?
paper? To tell you the truth, I'm rather stuck.
I gathered.
What's going on over here?
Could you finish it for me, do you think?
I thought you could handle it.
I can.
Well, it's a beautiful idea. I think that's why it stuck with me.
I know. It could be something great.
It could. It would be like having a superpower. Being able to predict the paths of the clouds. And next step, control the weather. You could be Cloud Man.
Are you taking this seriously?
Well, you could predict when it's going to rain, at least.
We could do that before these times.
This weather reminds me of home.
Why?
Was it this miserable all the time?
No. Although Edinburgh always looked better in the rain to me, so that's why I choose to remember it.
That's where you grew up, isn't it?
That's right. I had a wee cottage in the Highlands too. Our parents would take us up there once in a while.
Us? Brothers and sisters?
One brother, older.
Are you alright?
Yes.
What happened to
sorry.
the brother?
I didn't mean to pry.
It's just, he was killed in a motorcycle accident near the cottage when he was 18.
I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault. It's life. Or, well, the opposite.
How old were you when it happened?
16. But still, I have a lot of happy memories about him. At the cottage, he always used to get up early, go out into the forest, bring back armloads of wood for the fire. It was sweet, really. The house was already warm for us.
I like the sound of doing that. I could do that. Grab an axe,
Look at this guy.
chop wood.
So you could be the woodsman, then.
Oh, better than the Cloud Man. Stronger.
Oh, no, I like Cloudman. So, these clouds, your beautiful subject. What do you think you need?
Oh, well, that's simple. More readings to work with.
Sounds achievable.
Well, in theory, yes, but they need to be first-hand, verifiable.
All right. I take it all has to be taken somewhere where the readings aren't affected by other factors?
Sounds like you've got it as much as I have.
Maybe.
Oh, she sends us to Antarctica.
The thing is, it needs to be somewhere very remote, and I need to be there for a while, you see, to get enough readings.
That makes sense. And I suppose the university budget doesn't exactly allow you to travel the world. Maybe...
What?
Well, that cottage I mentioned, it's in the middle of nowhere, a highest place for miles around. And now would be the time to go with summer coming up.
All summer free?
Well, I'd have to check with my father, but it's remote. It's just a little place in the woods with a log fire and not much else. But if that's what you're looking for...
If you're sure.
Promise me you're serious about this?
Oh, I promise you that.
Promise me that. Anyway, no more past tense.
No more past tense, eh?
Sorry, I didn't know how I felt about the cottage until I started talking about it. I shouldn't have said anything.
You don't have to go.
Thanks for understanding. But still, it sounds perfect for the work.
I think I'd be able to find somewhere else, you know. I must be able to.
It's just... I don't know what my father would say about me bringing an unmarried man up there.
You're worried about what your father might think?
No, not that. It's just not exactly modern. Not exactly ringing the changes like Moll's. Doubt her father even knows what she's up to. You saw Moll's on that march, didn't you? Striding forward at the front. Quite the force of nature.
So we are at the beginning on the match.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the bus would make it there?
The bus? That would cost a fortune.
Not that bus, silly. You know, your bus. Ding ding.
Oh, the mighty steed, of course.
Well, the roads are pretty rough. Would it cope with it?
Of course it will. Piccadilly.
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, like that is.
Oh, careful. We want to make it in one piece.
This really is the middle of nowhere.
Just keep driving. I know
I
it
love these
seems to go on
mountains.
forever. Just trust me. The cottage is only a few miles away now.
I'm excited to see it.
Me too. I haven't been here in so long. I'm a bit nervous. I don't know. I don't quite know if things will feel different coming back.
So the
I
choices
like
don't
it.
matter, and we got the American
I'm sure I will. And thank you for asking your father. I know this is a big thing.
Well, I told him I was taking a friend. I didn't mention you were a man.
So you didn't tell him.
Do you think he'd disapprove?
Not exactly, no. Well, he is very old-fashioned, but...
Well, thank you for coming along. Well, in inviting me and coming along.
Oh,
This
no.
road looks
I mean,
dangerous.
without me, how'd you find it for a
It's
start?
sloped over
I
here.
couldn't rightly let you run away all by yourself.
So you're running away with me?
Stop it. This is purely professional, isn't it?
We could run away. Ditch the paper. Live in the woods.
With
You
your
are being
axe.
presumptuous, aren't you? No, I'm here to help. You'll need help with the equipment and recording all the data, all that. I couldn't leave you stranded up here in the middle of nowhere.
I'd build us a shelter, be the man of the woods.
Oh, he's back, is he? The woodsman.
I'm telling you, I could do that.
Just be the kind of man who remembers to fill up the tank when we're off to the middle of nowhere.
Well, I am.
I hope this isn't a big mistake.
What did you again? Let's listen to the music for a bit. And I'm going to get some water. A little bit of water. So see you guys in a few minutes. Alright. Thank you for hanging. What's this button? Decoration. Guessing for the news.
This is the BBC. Here is the news. The talks in Washington over the renewal of the Antarctic Treaty were in deadlock last night, with Soviet Russia threatening to walk out of discussions early. The new president, Lyndon B. Johnson, made an impassioned speech during which he criticized the Soviets' aggressive stance and reasserted the need for compromise. The president described the Russians as playing a lethal hand and asserted that continuing to do so would risk leading the world into war.
I trust little what is said on the radio. Now the music is picking up a lot. I can see it again. Okay. The fuel gauge is gone, so it didn't matter at all. But we'll probably need to refuel anyway. This is in distress too. Like in a bad state. Like with this crate and something over here turned over. The barrel wheel. Can we actually go take a look at this? What happened here? Click, 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 click. Okay, you can move with clicking, so I don't need to use my left hand. Okay. Cozy game. The door is left open. This is a bad sign. There is nobody here also. There are people too. What? What are you doing? Put that down. Just knock on the door. Like they are going to do anything into Antarctica.
What's going on?
Don't you worry now, Pete. We're here for you.
What happened?
Your father's on his
You're
way
sick?
up. Said he'd like a word too. Such a big boy now. What happened today? It's not your fault. I just want you to know that. These boys, well, I bet they're just trying to make you feel small because they're feeling small inside. Don't you listen to them, all right?
Yes, Mama.
All right. Here he is. You sleep well. What do you say we carry on with making that rabbit hutch tomorrow, eh? That'd be nice.
He doesn't look proud.
You still awake?
He is.
No more tears, eh?
No, he's settled.
So
Go on,
that's
it's all right,
where
we'll be
the
fine.
woodsman.
Well, if you're sure. Good night, Pete.
Night.
Barnes is even less proud.
Oh, Peter. What are we gonna do with you? Your mother won't like me saying this, but it's true. You've got to learn to stand up for yourself. Next time, you hit them back. You hear me? An eye for an eye. That's what I've always said. Better still, if you see it coming, you get in there first.
I'm not so sure about this. But if you're small, maybe.
But life's hard. Best to learn that now rather than later, eh?
Okay, so that's why you grab that rock. Okay.
There. No, I don't want to hear another word. Got a long day tomorrow.
Add running soon, okay. Link add. Sorry, I'm new to this, but this isn't
So not another
a lot of information. Right. Ah, okay, we have ads right now. So, 2 minutes. Okay, let's just wait for that to end. So what he's saying about hitting them first if you see it coming, I can kind of agree with that, because it's bad to initiate violence. However, if you see that it's already initiated and it's coming at you and you cannot do anything, maybe that's the good way to start. But if you are not sure, then don't hit first. Don't initiate violence. In your defense, yeah, that's fair game. If they started, see that it's going on, yeah, but like that, you grab the rock before they know you are coming into this outpost. No way. That's not moral. Hi, stall. Okay, I will join you. Slow yourself, adventurers. And this game is not giving me a lot of time to choose between these things. If you feel like something is a choice that matters, we can progress with you guys in the chat. What else? I wonder what will be the message of this game. The one about emancipation, that's really clear, and the rise of feminism, that's also really clear. The rise was really good. Okay, let's read out this heist. You start the loot heist in a stormy, confidential Pleasant Valley, at a lonely homestead on a windy, freezing morning. Where do you want to head out? Vote A for the Signal Hill radio control hut, or vote B for the end of the road. That's a good, solid choice, okay? I like this one. I can cheers to that. Are the ads nearly done yet? 7 seconds. Oh my god, I'm starting to do the accent. Oh no. Okay, and welcome back, guys.
Good boy.
I'm done. Ad break.
See you in the morning. No more tears.
He's all right. He's quiet. He'll be asleep in no time.
It's too hard on him, Reg. It's not his fault.
I didn't blame him.
Well, it sounded like that.
I know you were listening.
It's like you don't care.
Of course I bloody care. That's what I'm doing. Making sure he can take care of himself. You think I like seeing him like this?
No, of course not.
You're too bloody soft of him. That's the problem. That's how
Don't
we got
leave
here
the
in the
plane.
first place.
They
I
can't.
won't have my son mollycoddled.
If that's what you think I'm doing, I'm sorry.
Well, you don't sound sorry. What are you up to now?
I can't understand why these aren't thriving. I'll get them in some new water. Anyway, I'm sure Mrs. Underwood will understand.
So take the
Peter's their mistress.
towel and wipe yourself. Boy.
Gracious, look at these. They're nearly at death's door. I'm going to see her about it anyway.
You are not.
Excuse me.
Did you hear? I said you are not going to see her.
Don't make such a fuss. I don't know why you think it's such a bad idea when you barely know her anyway.
I know it's a bad idea, and so should you.
These boys have to know what they're doing is wrong. They need to get their comeuppance.
I'm not going to come up. This is going to come from her. You've got to hurt her and get to everyone. They'll see him as weak. You'll make it worse for him. If you're talking about comeuppance, he should be the one dealing it out.
It's not like that, Red.
What was that?
It's nothing. Anyway.
Oh, Skulka, you died. I'm really sorry about this. Stasia! Hello! Just wait for this one to end. Hi guys! Stasia, thank you for the raid. That's really nice of you. Let me give you a shout out really quick. Come on, bot, what you're doing? Now. Alright.
Code here. So, I have a blueprint. Give me.
Yeah, you are playing Minecrafter. Did you manage to
Decode
make
the
any
blueprint.
greens?
New blueprint, microchip, mini C, mini speed, mining speed. Mining speed. Hey, Lindsay, how are you doing? What the? Welcome, welcome. 464. Terraforming index. Use the chip. Got it.
So, did you make any greens on the Mars? On the planet? I don't know if this is Mars or something else. I have no idea who clipped that. I didn't see. The text is a bit too small on stream, on OBS to see. So today we are playing an adventure game. The game is called South of the Circle. So it's about the Arctic Circle in Antarctica. And we crashed in a plane. So sounds familiar to any TLD players. And we've been having some memories. So far we got out of the plane, walked to Deception Point, a British settlement. We stole a vehicle from them. There was nobody inside, but there was still smoke from a cigarette burning. So like they left right before we get there. Like 2-3 minutes before we get there. Really strange. There was an earthquake, I think. We stole the vehicle, we went to another place. This place was occupied by Russians, Soviets, or something like that. We grabbed the rock and broke inside. There was nobody. We are progressing, got some water on the ground. Nice. So what I know about this game is that the place you land in gets flooded. Did you get flooded? Or did you settle somewhere else?
Don't have a bed.
I wasn't.
Don't lie to me, Peter. What did I say? What did I say before I left?
No more tears.
And no more sound, I said.
Yeah, I got that
disobey
too.
me, eh?
No.
You are in serious trouble tomorrow.
So this is a memory of us as a kid. It's not flooded yet, but I also built a different spot. Good.
This is the result. This is what you're doing, and I won't have it. In my house and all.
My house too.
Cheers.
And you should be bloody thankful for it too.
I am, Reg. Just calm down, stop it.
I worked bloody hard for this family. It's not like you're bringing anything in. The least I ask for is a...
What the hell, man?
Where are you going?
I'm his father. I'm the one who decides how to bring up a son.
Are you going to beat him?
Where are you going?
Out. The pub.
Ah,
Come on.
away from your problems. What a man. What a man.
Good night, Pete.
Oh, he's always caring about us.
Sorry.
And we are back to present day. Cold. In -10. So I have this mouse pointer, I can click on things. I need to grab food, be right back. I'm starving. Don't be starving. And it's not really clear how I can, with what I can interact with, and how, like, just now I clicked on something and had to click again. I can move with WASD, but I'm not free to move like right now. So very linear in this game. Like, is this the law? The woman's law? No, don't think so. And why is the door left open? And the radio.
What?
Nothing. Damn kettle's hot, that's all. Watch out.
Oh, vacation in the Scotland.
You alright?
You can burn on the first day.
What's that? Oh, yes.
Oh, city boy.
Have you got the tea on?
Look, here.
Water's boiling. Hope there's enough.
Well, don't worry about me. Just make sure you have what you need.
So you don't want any tea?
Look, it's fine. Nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing.
That's right.
Come in, Clara. Do you read me?
Look, I'm sorry about last night. I didn't mean for you to have to sleep on the sofa.
Alright.
I've offended you, haven't I?
Du can try the ending to have a meeting to join another one. Welcome, okay.
Not at all.
Have fun on the other meeting.
I'm not expecting anything from you. I thought I'd made that clear.
I know.
I don't enjoy meetings.
It's not the same for us, is it?
What do you mean?
I know what most of the men at Cambridge are like. They can take home whoever they like and they can tell all their friends about it afterwards. Like, they just get a slap on the back and a well done, old chap. For us, it's different. If you don't keep quiet about it like Molly doesn't, then you hurt a girl with a reputation.
Alright, look, it's early. I'll get us some breakfast in a bit, shall I?
We're changing this
Sounds
topic.
nice. It didn't have anything to do with you, that's what I mean.
This is clearly bothering her.
Not just me, you mean?
Alright, I'm generalizing. It's just, I suppose I've had friends at school, girlfriends who play into this whole thing too, the whole parade of it. They couldn't understand my interest in science. They thought I was a bit weird.
You're not weird? Well, only in the right ways.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm just in an odd frame of mind. I thought the work might help keep my head straight.
Maybe a walk would help you.
No, I like it. I'm enjoying it, really. I want this to be good. That's one thing I definitely got from my father. It's perfectionism, for better or worse.
Better, surely.
Well, it's good to be ambitious, and what's this if it's not ambitious? Speaking of which, there's something I noticed.
Show me.
I've just looked at the latest batch of atmospheric radiation readings. Don't worry, everything seems to be moving in ways we're expecting. It's
Atmospheric
all
radiation, so
consistent.
sunlight?
It's just consistently higher, too, compared to the ones we took a few months ago.
He's got new equipment, maybe? That would explain why everything's jumped at once.
Well, I'll double check everything again now. It's just something I noticed as I glanced over them. It'll be good for me to focus on something like this anyway. Get my head down.
Just take care of yourself.
Oh, don't worry about me. Look, why don't you look around? There's plenty of books to read.
Oh. Why not? If you're sure.
Good music. Can I turn this on? I guess not really. Can I look at the painting? Admire the painting. No? Books then. Okay, go to books. Okay, we have lower book and upper book? No, only lower book. Happy Mother's Day! Me, Robbie, me, Descartes, okay. So, this is her older brother. That's, so, okay. Look at this again. Ah, we need to scroll. Mechanic. But I wanted to make it... Amintum. Game, could you be more clear about what we are doing over here? There was an upper book when you were standing over here. Okay. Foundation, Engineering Science. Good luck with your studies, great things are ahead of you. Okay, so she's following her brother. I know you will do Sprout. Bah. Robert Henrik, 1933. Clara. Okay. And can we read a book like we are told to? Thermometer? Yes. Ah, okay. Not no thermometer. Piece of paper that they mark the height of kids. We used to do that too, but just on the frame of the door. Okay, anything else I can interact with? Right. You wanted to make breakfast? Make her tea and bring the tea to her. Robbie, how long do we need to stay quiet? Faucets, the dinner is ready. When will be ready? I don't know. 20 minutes. Okay, so they were like passing notes as kids. Can you operate the kettle at all? I should do the same thing. Game. Why are you being difficult? Oh, we can play the music now.
Oh, well, look at this.
Oh, that whole thing. Feel free to put something on. Sorry, there's not a lot of choice. We didn't own much music.
Is this one all right?
Oh, it's wonderful. I love it.
That's it. Nice.
You're right. I can't concentrate. Where's that tea?
Oh, she makes the tea. Old-fashioned game.
You all right?
That's my hand.
It's hot. I said it was hot.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Hold it up gently.
What are you doing?
Helping. putting something on this bandage.
What?
Honey.
Honey?
It helps, trust me.
Yeah, it has antiseptic properties. But for balance, I don't know.
Here, show me your hand.
Oh, how silly of me. There goes the tea.
Is there something else, Clara?
No, it's silly.
Come
Yeah,
on.
let's be kidding.
I'm sure it's not.
It's been a long time and I should be over it by now. But it's my brother. I dreamt about him last night.
I see. You thought you might feel odd here, didn't you?
Yeah, but it's strange. I feel guilty too.
You don't need to feel guilty.
I've been forgetting him.
That doesn't make you guilty of anything.
And now I'm here again and here he is.
What?
In everything I look at.
I see.
You're regretting all this, I'm sorry.
No, I'm happy I came. I should have done it sooner. Not imposed all this on you. It makes me wonder if I'd be where I am today if he was still around. You know, Cambridge, the whole thing. Does that make me a terrible person?
No, but I don't think I'd follow. You'd have been successful no matter what, wouldn't you?
I love my father, you know.
I'm sure you do.
I owe him everything. My interest in physics, engineering, maths, everything.
Yeah, but this was career planned for your brother.
Make little experiments with me in the shed. He was an engineer, you see. But when I was so little, before he could really let me play with anything, my brother got all that attention. And when he died, it all came to me. His passions, they all became mine.
You're doing great things with them too.
Thank you. I just wonder sometimes whether he'd be showing an interest in a girl if my brother hadn't, you know. Would I have just been forgotten?
No, I'm sure not.
And the worst of it is sometimes I feel... Oh, it's horrible, I can't even see it.
No, come on, don't worry. Say what?
Sometimes I feel grateful it happened.
What?
Otherwise I wouldn't have got this chance.
Yeah.
Isn't that awful?
You underestimate your father.
No, I understand. There. That should hold it.
Thank you. Here. Do you think you could manage to hold on to me?
Fine. Your mind is full of memories, my guy. Don't touch this again. Yeah, let's go talk to your body. Come on. Dude, stop. Hello? What are you doing? Wait. Escape! Please tell me we did get a save point. Okay, let's try the old F4. And let's start the game. Continue. Okay, we did save. Good. Let's like walk to it, maybe. Real close, then he can hold. Ah, now he found the way.
Floyd, can you hear me?
Peter, you're safe. Where are you? You didn't run into any Soviets then? I'm guessing you found the Norwegians. Tell me they've got a doctor, mate. This leg is killing me.
Nope.
Floyd, the base I'm at, it's not Norwegian. It's Soviet.
Can you repeat that?
This is a Soviet base.
No. Wait, how are you getting this message out then? Have you been captured?
No, I'm fine, Floyd. I don't think there's anyone here either.
It's freezing. Everything was powered down. I think I just had to restart the generator again.
I don't understand. Are we way off course? No.
Ooh, at interception point.
You followed the map, right?
I just followed my instincts. But there's another map here.
Does it explain anything?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see anything that might be the Norwegian base?
Tak, yes.
Yes, I can see it. I can see the flag.
Well, at least I'm not going crazy.
But it's not
See,
nearby, Floyd. We were way off. It's at least as far there as it is back to the British base.
What's the terrain like? Is it a straight shot?
It looks like it's between two mountains, on the other side of a bay. There's a ship marked on there too.
Christ. Well, if there's a ship, at least that means the base is pretty well supplied.
But there's something else on the map. Some area shaded out past the mountains. What does that mean? Is it dangerous?
I don't know, mate. It could be anything.
Floyd, I can see if I can find some medicine for you. Bring it back to you.
No, Peter, that makes no sense. We'd still be stuck out here. I haven't been able to raise anyone on the radio. Our only hope is for you to find a friendly out there.
You're not suggesting I go any further.
We don't have any option. Peter,
That's madness.
if you come back here now, we might not make it. Do you understand?
I don't. It's better being there to help you. What if I run out of fuel on the way to the Norwegians?
So you drive as far as you can and then you get out and walk, Peter.
Wait. Walk? My nerves are shot just getting this far.
Look, get it together. This is it. I don't like it any more than you do, but you're a grown man, Peter. If you don't do this, we're both done for. You hear me? We are dead. Peter, you there?
So the people from the base didn't go to the plane.
I'm here, all right? All right, I'll go.
Good man, you can do it. Now you know where you're going.
I'm heading for those two mountains, and it's the other side of the bay, past that.
Right. And did you say there was a ship?
Yes, a ship on the other side of the bay.
Can you take them up with you, you silly goose?
Say it back to me.
Mountains. Bay. Ship.
Right you are. I'll save the flares for when you're on your way back, all right? Mate, we'll have a little party.
Let's get out of here first. You just hang on, all right?
I will, mate, I will. I'll try and catch some entertainment on the radio. Some of those beeps, maybe. You heard any of that?
Yes, I can pick it up here too.
No idea what it is. No better way to piss off a stranded pilot, though, I'll tell you
So there are still beeps on the radio. Like there are some numeric stations that you can listen on the internet. And they are still around. Google that if you are in for a nighttime story. Take the map with you. He doesn't want to. Okay, I will click on the exit. I'm sorry, I just really disappointed in this game not taking the map with him. Do you see any fuel, like over here? Or over there? Okay, reserve fuel. Are we starting with on the reserve? So we are not getting there. I see. Why you didn't refuel? There were barrels.
I have to admit, I'm a bit nervous getting into the passenger side.
Nervous? Why?
I've seen you driving.
Oh, shut up.
Do you want a lift or not?
Sorry, old chap. Of course. Right. Let's see if we can solve this. Cryptic one this time. 2 down, 8 letters, begins with U. Builder goes mad during door removal.
Unhinged?
Ah. Now I'm pleased I took the lift with you. You
joke.
Hinged. You sure you wouldn't be happier in the English department? It's the only reason I buy these things now. Although, there was that one story I wanted to read. Can you believe it? About that Molly girl.
I haven't heard anything.
Sorry?
Story. Oh. Now you've been away in Scotland again, haven't you? Lucky you. The lecturer, Molly Shanahan, got taken away yesterday on campus. Was a right stir outside college. Black cars blocking the road. Plainclothes police, or so it looked. Photographs here on page 2.
No such thing as plainclothes police. They are just different kind of departments, let's just say.
The one that wears the red jacket.
Well, I don't know about that. This one could be red. Bit of a giveaway if it was. You know her.
She's a friend. Well, a friend of a friend.
Good lord. You're not mixed up in all this, are you?
You know politics isn't my thing. Too much writing to do.
It says here she's rumoured to have links with the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. Miss Shanahan, lecturer at Newhall College, Cambridge, was known to be associated with the CND and other anti-nuclear weapons organisations, all of which have come under suspicion since the marches on Whitehall earlier this year. She has been charged with handling data sensitive to Her Majesty's government and passing that data to contacts in Moscow.
You don't believe that, do you?
Doesn't really matter what I believe, does it? It's going to make the professor jumpy. Not the reason he wanted the university in the papers. Questions remain over whether she was working alone and how the university deal with the fallout. The same as usual, I suppose. Just carry on.
Molly and Clara were good friends. I hope this won't come back on her.
Oh, so Clara's that friend you mentioned then?
She is. She'll be worried sick.
Look, despite all this newspaper talk, it's only questioning. I wouldn't get too worked up about it.
Only questioning? I wouldn't want to go through that, would you?
Well, of course, I hate to see it, but you know, nothing to do with us, old chap.
If they take you, it's not only questioning, we are already done for.
You're right.
We'll blow over soon, I'm sure.
I wouldn't be so sure. What if this is just the start?
All right, let's take another look at this one. 4 across, 9 letters, begins with T. Oh, this is what I am when you're driving. Rhymes with verified.
Verified.
Okay. I get the message.
Just gonna write that one down, if I should live longer.
No, keep going. No, come on.
Yeah, out of fuel. You didn't refuel.
No!
What did you expect? We didn't even get to the mountains. Yeah, get out. So they want to... the stove started. They want to go to the sun. Okay, to click and hold. Go. Interesting game. Not really a lot of gameplay.
This is really state-of-the-art technology. It weighs a ton.
Come on, you can do it.
I know.
It's just what I could cobble together with a meager budget.
I just wanted to make sure that if I was carrying the kitchen sink, it was a scientifically useful kitchen sink. I've
So
been
funny.
meaning to tell you, I heard from Molly just before we left.
Oh, I hadn't heard anything since she was arrested.
Me neither until now. Well, it's been awful, as you'd expect. Arrested and questioned like that for so long.
So listening,
Sounded a
don't
bit
want to mess with the
shaken.
Soviets.
Didn't sound like her at all.
So is she still under arrest?
Well, that's what she was calling about. She was being released without charge.
I don't want to mess with any of the governments.
Oh, well, that's a relief.
Well, it's better than her still being locked up, that's for certain, but something was a little off about it.
Oh, she was turned over.
Something's going on? Foul play?
Something must be going on. But I can't put my finger on it. She wasn't being very clear. She wasn't sure if she wants to come back to college. I don't know when I'll see her again.
Oh, I'm sure she'll be back.
It's just... I hope it doesn't ruin things. Her academic career, everything.
Oh no,
you know?
that's over. She got a different career
I
now.
think that where there's smoke, there's fire. It's bloody unfair.
I mean, it could be steered centrally for her benefit.
You don't know she's not coming back.
No, but I know there are people who'd much rather she didn't.
Don't be so pessimistic. There's not much that could break Molly, I'm sure.
Well, she's a tough one, but still, when you're up against all that... I hope you're right.
I
This
think
Cold War
he's not
suddenly
right.
feels a bit real, doesn't it?
Wow, he did make it to the mountain pass, but there is no shelter there, and you have no stuff with you, like a tent, or wood, or anything. At least the sun didn't move at all, or a lot. It still seems to be between the two mountains, so it took like about 1 hour, maybe 2. Weather balloon, weather station.
Hello?
Hello? Shall I send it up?
On the count of 3. 1.
Too late. I'll never tire of doing that. Taken all your readings? I've just completed mine for the day.
Oh, very efficient. I'd expect nothing less.
Ah, well, you know me. Ready for the walk back?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Although, there's something I want you to see first.
Sounds intriguing.
Follow me, you'll see. Fancy we climb?
Of course.
Come on.
That's
Together we can
assertive.
move to the top.
Come on. See, actually, that is how you climb.
Put one hand here, it'll help you
Not
up.
just that climbing nonsense you do.
If I can do this as a girl, I can do it again now.
Your parents allowed you to climb this.
They didn't know. My brother took me.
Humanius. Look.
Those readings, Peter. I've been wanting to talk to you about them.
I'm lost.
Are they
Yes.
consistent with what they've been reporting in South America?
So Stasia, if I dare say, this game is the present day is in Antarctica, but he's having memories, and the memories are interwoven with the stuff in Antarctica. We're just
They're not
reliving
high,
his
but
memories.
They're high. Oh, your equations still work. It doesn't disprove the model. We can still plot the paths of the air currents. But still, something's not right.
Predicting weather isn't easy. Just so random. What?
Shh, keep down.
I think it's heading for a slightly quiet, I guess.
Oh, what is it?
The white-tailed eagle. I haven't seen one in years.
Amazing things.
It's caught something. This is special. I thought they were extinct, poisoned by pesticides.
She's come out just for us.
A new life, eh? Oh.
And she's gone.
Wonder if we'll see anything like that again. Wonder where it came from.
Okay, so it seems that we have a few answers, and it doesn't really matter in which order we take them. We just need to click on them.
It makes me think, where did it come from? I mean, the extra radiation. Where did that come from?
You sure it's not a quirk of all this new equipment?
All the instruments can't be giving inflated readings. Oh, come on, take my hand.
Oh, how sweet.
There you go. Right.
Right. Let's try and work it out.
All right, so what do we know? We know the readings are at their highest down in the southern hemisphere.
And not as high here, up north.
Right.
So the ozone layer.
It's being diluted somehow, is my
Being-
thinking. Mixed
The
in
whole-
by all the currents.
That would make sense.
Well, it's heading from the south up to the north.
Yes.
Decent cloud. To your luck, mate. String is this game. It's not something that they did work on.
Your model of the air currents. That would prove that's what's happening, that there's this general movement north.
I think we need to find out where this radiation came from in the first place.
We've been running the model forwards all this time, but our starting point has always been South America.
I could look again at the model, perhaps.
Run it differently, you mean?
Run it backwards. See where these air currents originate.
The radiation has to be coming from somewhere.
Somewhere further south.
South of the Antarctic Circle, maybe? I don't know. Whatever this is, people are going to want to hear about it.
I hope so.
I think we might be onto something.
This is bigger than just clouds, you mean?
Bigger than clouds! Although I know you can't believe such a thing.
Ah, I might, given the chance.
It might be what this paper's meant to be about.
Okay. So this is still solar radiation that we're talking about? I don't know exactly. So do you need a hand again?
Look at this.
Sure looks pretty. I love clouds like this one.
Just want to get a bit higher. I know a spot.
And this looks like a transition.
It's windy up here. Are you cold?
Exactly. Just like a transition.
The very idea.
Oh wow.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
So that's what do we do?
Beautiful idea. It would be.
No, there is no time
beautiful
for
thing.
choosing things, I think. Maybe
would
if
be.
they are black icons.
If you wanted to do it, it would change the whole focus of the paper. You might be needing some help.
Would you like to help me with it?
Writing it? Well, of course. It could be that beautiful subject I was talking about.
Oh, so now it's yours, is it?
Of course not. It could be ours, though. This beautiful thing. If you wanted it to be.
Come here.
Hello. Welcome back. Got distracted. Sure thing. Glad to have you back. And now I need to go again. Oh well. You know, Maria, do your things. I'm not holding you.
I knew it wouldn't last.
What?
The rain.
Oh.
Think we could make it to those trees down there?
No.
No chance.
Come on. Here it comes.
If it hits us, you could take my jacket.
Promise me that?
Promise
Okay.
you that.
We
Let's go
repeat the
then.
promise. He's floating.
This isn't the way back, is it?
Is it something
I know
to
another
DC in
way
case you
around.
don't
worry.
check
You'll
that
get
much?
less wet.
Wait.
Do some of these days.
Exciting, isn't it?
Yes, but slow down.
I mean the new idea, the paper.
Yes. Yes, it's great. It's great. Really. Finally.
I like the forest. It's pretty. Is it safe during the thunderstorm that is coming our way? I don't think so. And we are in the mountains, so this looks like a riverbed. Get out of it? No. Okay. What is she? No, over there. Okay. a mine of some sort. And the snow is covered. So that's why she's gone. But bonfire. Wait, this isn't the mine. This is Happy Town Fire. Call them. What's going on in this game?
It's so much better at night, don't you think?
Oh, it's beautiful.
I saw them setting up this afternoon. It was all chaos and scaffolding, but now it's more... Oh, I don't know. Exciting, I suppose. Not just all that. This.
This.
You realize this is a big occasion, don't you? It's the first time you've taken me out, Dr. Hamilton.
No.
At night? In public? Not working, not hiding a wee anywhere. We're out. Courting.
Cuddly toy?
Oh, you know me so well. Go on then, boys and their toys.
Watch this.
We need time.
Good grief, what are you doing?
As you said, courting.
Are you now?
Were you aiming at the teddy bear?
10 shots, sir. There you go. Knock down all the cans, the bear's yours. Or more likely yours.
I think this one's more for him.
You're about to be very impressed.
And you have good aim, do you, my knight in shining armor?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I always thought I'd be good in the army.
If only books hadn't gotten in the way. Go on then, prove yourself, army man.
Anything else we can click on? That's outside the game. Game. Resume. Okay. Click on this. Oh, now we should. Okay. Click here.
Well now, maybe I had you all wrong.
Okay. You know, that feels like really fast. So, time to whip out the controller. And still really fast. And unsteady.
You really don't need to prove anything.
That's it, my lad. Only another 5 of them. We'll make a soldier of you, yeah, my boy.
What? That zone is... They are making this really hard.
Cheeky little bugger, spoiling our game. Go on, see if you can get him.
No.
You missed him.
Yes, because we don't want to kill other birds.
That's enough, I think.
What's the matter, Peter?
I'm fine. Clara?
Clara? Bullseye? We lost again. Abandoned at night. No people. And the tunnel of being scared. Let's go in. What? A Soviet bunker in the mountain pass. That's what is happening.
Radiation. My God, what's going on here?
A twist. Unmarked bunker. With power. Go in. You're cold. No? Very drunk or just very, very fatigued? So there was an explosion, maybe. So at the beginning of the game, we did go upstairs to seismometer, and we did see something. I assume that was just an earthquake, but probably it was an explosion in this facility that people knew about. So probably that's why they left. Anything else we can interact with? This is key. Okay. There is something blinking. Blinking says, go pick me. Let's check out this thing. What? This looks like 2 rifles? Can you pick up the rifle? Pretty please. No, we cannot. Oh, well. Another open door. Yeah, people left in a hurry. Oh, look, there is the ship.
Are you there?
Peter. Thank God. Tell me some good news.
Nope.
Not yet, Floyd. I'm sorry. There was barely any fuel. I've walked all this way.
You all right, Peter? Where are you?
You are not all right.
I'm alive. I'm just very cold. I don't know what this place is. It wasn't on the map. Another base. Lots of big machines.
Another base? Are there any people there?
Nope. What?
There were lots at the fun fair. Clara was there.
What the hell? Mate, are you keeping it together?
Yeah.
Nope.
No, there was no one. Just a mine. A radioactive symbol.
A mine? God, where the hell are we? Can you see anything else?
Yeah, we can see the boat.
Floyd, I can see the ship at last. Mountains, bay, ship, like we said.
You can see it? You can see the Norwegian ship?
I can. I can see it on the far side of the water. And there's a boat. A small boat on this side.
Okay, so that's something. Do you think you can use it to get across?
Maybe.
It might just kill me, but what else can I do? Except stay here.
Yeah, and that'll kill you too. You don't want to give up this close to the finish line. I'm counting on you.
Okay.
We're not gonna die out here. You can count on me.
Peter, please listen to me. You know where you are now. This is the last push. You've made it this far. I know you can do it. Hello?
I'm here. I can do it. I just need to warm up.
No. If you hang around, we've got a problem, mate. There's a storm coming your way. I know because I'm in the thick of it now.
Whoops.
You don't want to get caught out on the water when the river hits. Look, I know you're tired, Peter. But if you don't get moving now, you'll never cross the water. Who knows when the storm will clear? You've got to leave now.
Floyd, I can't.
So this time this is negative. Other times it was like, yes sir, I can do it.
Please, Peter. I don't want to die here.
All right.
All right. Are you ready?
Okay, let me snooze this and for a second. And finish this dialogue.
Yes. I'm ready.
Go on, mate. Go! Get out of there, come on!
Peter, good to see.
Okay, let's take a short break, guys. We'll run the ads and see you guys in 2 minutes. And welcome back. I'm looking at this ad manager. Okay. Just a second ago, it was saying ad will start in 30 seconds. Now it says it will start in 1 hour. So, okay, we are good. Wait, game is here. Thank you for hanging.
You look well.
We were just talking about you, old chap.
Here, you got the first round in to celebrate.
Oh, look, a dog club, hunting club.
Oh, thank you. Heard the paper's going shockingly well at last.
It is, thank you.
John, your eminent professor, mentioned it. Gather you showed him an early copy.
Word spreads when something's good, that's all.
Never seen the man so delighted. So, I propose a toast. To Peter.
To Peter.
To me?
May this be one foot inside the club. So all in all, I hear it's been a very productive summer. Got everything you wanted in Scotland.
Yeah, we did.
It's an inspiring place. Yes.
Hopefully a wife.
Very beautiful.
Oh, she is. She is.
What are you talking about?
My hands are clean. I just mentioned Clara.
That was it. Clara, good man, Peter. Like I said, inspiration.
Sorry, shouldn't I have said anything?
I'd rather it was kept quiet. I don't want anyone getting the wrong idea, that's all. Clara's been helping with the reading.
What's my...
Helping? Well, bit of note-taking here and there, filing.
She's been doing more than that.
Oh, I'm sure she has.
Oh, I thought it was more, assisting them writing.
I don't know where you draw the line.
Oh, I see. So wouldn't that make it a joint paper?
Sam, I think we all know that Peter is the real professor in waiting here. I think he knows better than anyone how much he put into it and who wrote what. Isn't that right, Peter?
Joe, what are you getting at?
And he's well aware his chances of promotion would be considerably lower if he'd only done half the work in collaboration.
Of course I'm aware. Of course.
Fine.
Do you really think this is that important?
Collaboration isn't a bad thing.
No, I agree.
Unless, of course, you're that girl Molly, collaborating with the communists.
I think the word you're looking for is collusion.
Well, didn't work out too well for her either way. Shame, really. I'd have happily colluded with her.
Joe.
Ah, you're right. You're right.
They don't
Too
like
complicated. I prefer things with fewer strings attached. Having the KGB and MI5 watching through the curtains, that would really put me off.
She did make herself rather visible. Has anyone heard from her since?
Well, she hasn't come back for the start of term yet, apparently. Beyond that, who knows? The vanishing lecturer.
She's in training.
Someone must know something.
You're not worried, are you? You've got no secrets to hide?
I just think she was unfairly singled out.
It's all water under the bridge. New term, things will have settled down, fresh start and all that.
My thoughts exactly. New term, new students. Speaking of which, what do you think of those two over there?
Them? Very nice, I'm sure.
He's so sexist.
Very nice.
Hold this, will you?
Are you leaving us?
Don't be so possessive, Peter. What are you, the wife? It's like you said, Sam. Never too late for a fresh start. I meant what I said. Hearty congratulations on the paper. You always had that passion, much more than the rest of us. And it sounds like that old conundrum, women or work. Just don't forget your years of struggle. Don't miss this opportunity now. Wouldn't want you missing out on what you deserve.
Suddenly he's proud of us and appreciating what we've done.
All right, Joe. You've made your point.
Right. I'm off to get what I deserve. Don't wait up, chaps.
You're a disgrace, Joe.
Absolutely shocking.
He keeps doing that, doesn't he?
How does he keep doing it and getting away with it?
Let's go to the boat adventure. Over freezing water. The clouds are pretty anyway.
Come on, Pete, pay attention, head in the bloody clouds again. That's your problem. Pick up the oars and row like I told you.
And he will end up studying clouds.
Faster than that, son. Come on, keep them both in time.
Doing my best.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. And try and keep your weight in the middle, too. You don't want to tip us in. What a wonderful start of the holiday that would be.
Do you want to help?
No, this is a test of your listening, son, and trying to work things out for yourself. How'd you learn if I did everything for you, eh?
I didn't mean do it all, just take an oar, maybe.
Well, say I did, and you could only work one oar, then where would we be? We'd be going round in circles. Oh, now, look, there's a strong current coming up. It's a good test, son. Now, remember what I
Are we
told
on a
you.
river?
This won't be a problem. Keep her straight and true. Strong arms. I said strong. No, 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 no!
Trying.
That side! Harder on the poor side!
Help!
Jesus, Pete, that one!
This is pretty. Open anchor.
Oh, come on, give it here! Give it here! Don't you get back there, I'll do it.
It's not easy to switch places on a boat. They did it perfectly.
I knew you weren't made for this.
Maybe you're right.
Come on. Prove you can go the rest of the way. Current's not as strong now. Now, here you go.
You can do it. Come on. I always found it weird that on a boat you oar and sit backwards to where you are going. That's why I always preferred kayaks, because you can see where you are going.
You can't expect anyone to do things for you. My experience.
But maybe it's
I won't
easier
always
to
be here to
pull
help.
than push.
And there'll come a time when you've got to prove you can do something by yourself.
Or we are hallucinating hard in this game.
Ahoy! Good row, Captain Hamilton.
Oh, get me away from this thing. It looks calm out there, but it's rougher than you think.
Oh, it does look nice and calm, you're right.
It's the current. Can't you see it?
It's very nasty ripples. It's practically a storm surge.
With the actual game. Oh, again, open
I think
anchor.
if the
Okay.
wind had been in another
So we
direction.
hallucinated that
here.
building.
Don't you know me at all by now? Come on, let's walk.
All right. Thank you.
Well, I've got used to being this relaxed. What's it going to be like getting back to college, having to smarten ourselves up? I really like you like this. It's nice.
This game is so
Remember when we
pretty.
met on that train and you're so self-conscious about your tie?
Oh, I remember. Seems silly now, eh? I remember you struggling with the suitcase.
So, do you want the good news?
Okay.
Absolutely.
While you're out, I checked with the hotel and they said we could stay another night. And I thought, why not? Extend this holiday as long as we can. Extend the celebration.
Celebration?
Oh, you know, the summer of work. The fact that it's practically all done now. And perhaps we could celebrate us too.
Us? Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Mr. Absolutely Hamilton.
Oh, stop it. I don't say it like that.
You do. And That's fine.
Ready to go home soon?
Not in the slightest. Oh, so pretty. Oh, look at these houses. Oh, if I had found someone I could row with, perhaps I could be living here.
Hey, I can row.
Well, that's good, because I think I might be in love.
Oh? Me too.
Well, those two houses up on the cliff, look. Oh, which one should we have, the red or the blue?
How do we
It's
choose?
tricky. Why not both?
Oh, go on, pick one.
Chat, we have a decision.
Okay.
No.
Blue.
My choice exactly.
Oh, almost like I knew what you were going to say.
Well, either house looks big enough for me. Maybe.
So,
more
few
than
seconds to
one
decide.
day.
What do we have? A dog, a house, and I don't know. We have Stasha in the chat, so let's choose dogs.
More books?
Yes. Perhaps. Children's books, one day too.
No way.
What
No.
about your work? Wouldn't you want to finish that first?
Not finish work before I settle down, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I love my work. You know I do. I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to keep going as long as I can. I don't see why it has to be one or the other. Would you give up work to have children?
I would. I really would.
Oh, well, I think the thing is, I wouldn't expect a man to give it all up. Not if he really loved his work. So why does the rest of the world think that we should give it all up? I keep thinking about all these bright young women I'm teaching, and I'm scared. I'm scared that despite all they've achieved, despite the fact that they're walking out into the world with a degree from Cambridge, the first thing they'll be asked is, how fast can you type?
Don't be so pessimistic.
It's not pessimism, I see it. Even the jobs they get, they're not expected to keep once they've had children. All it needs is people to stand up to it.
No, you're right. I think women have every right to state their claim.
Not a woman this time. Women have been making a stand, throwing themselves under horses since the suffragettes. We need men to start fighting for it.
You can count on me.
I hope you do make a stand. Won't become part of all that. It's not easy, you know. A lot of people are still living in the dark ages about all this. Your professor, for one, I'll bet.
I think you're probably right there.
He doesn't know about any of this, does he?
This work?
Exactly. The work we've done. You will tell him, won't you?
It might be difficult.
What?
It could be tricky to...
You're not backing out of our partnership now.
No, I'll do it. I will.
You promised me that.
Promise you that.
Good.
Happy?
Happy. You?
Very.
This. It doesn't sound Norwegian to me. And sounds abandoned. And this isn't a door, does she?
Peter, marvelous to see you. Do come in. Take a seat. I have to say, I'm delighted.
You do? Okay, that's good.
You read the final draft?
Of course, all the salient points. I must say it's very impressive.
You think so? Thank you.
Not at all. It's your work. I think the direction you took it gave it something of real value. Well, as I say, quite apart from the climate side of things, the method you developed to track radiation, I can see it having far-reaching implications, and not just in your own field. It's marvelous.
I'm very proud of it, yes.
First-rate piece of work, Peter. First-rate. This other name on here, Dr. Clara McKirrick, I presume we could drop that.
Drop it? Why would I do that?
Oh, well, I understand you probably had some little research assistants, but, well, we all have secretaries. we just don't usually put the name on the front cover of the paper.
What are you suggesting?
Tell me, have you seen your friend Joseph recently, Samuel?
I have.
Doing so well in their new positions. I would dearly love to see the same for you, Peter. And more for you, in fact.
Well, thank you.
It would be so well deserved after all these years, especially after the risk I took.
Risk?
A boy from a grammar school, first in his family to make it to university, you know what I'm saying. It's been really wonderful to give you this opportunity. I would just hate you to throw it away by misattributing your own hard work, that's all, for whatever reasons you might have.
Throwing it away? What do you mean?
I mean, there is a world of possibility out there for you. Well, as I say, it really is very good, and I'm not the only one who thinks so.
You've given it to someone else already.
I knew a few who I thought might be interested. I thought you'd be pleased. In fact, I think you might want to prepare yourself for being the center of attention for a little while. I'm sure you would be able to cope, but I think it's perhaps not quite the sort of thing you'd like to foist on a young woman's shoulders.
I see. And okay to foist upon a man's, of course.
Quite. And I've no doubt you'd be up to the challenge yourself. With this name on here, there is a good chance it will cause problems.
I'm sure I could handle them.
When will you learn to say no?
You, I'm afraid. There could be problems for everyone. Clara was close with Molly Shanahan, wasn't she? The one suspected of being a communist spy.
I'm afraid I don't know.
Well, it's true. How close they were is the real question. Clara joined Molly on that anti-British protest march, I hear.
It was anti-nuclear defense, not anti-British.
Well, you know my thoughts on that. They can be one and the same thing. A lot of people, very important people, believe you are either with this country or against it.
These kind of people are very close-minded.
Some of the benefactors of this college, for example.
I would laugh if they displayed Masonic symbol over here somewhere.
To the world. I would agree with that.
What? My father used to...
Absolutely.
Game.
I'd hate to be the one to undermine it. The affair with this Cambridge 4 business has been bad enough. We can't change the past, Peter. But we can learn from it. Before we fool ourselves into remembering it too kindly. Now, with this name on here, and the associations one might make, you see what I'm saying?
I see. But I really think her name should stay.
Good God, Peter, I am trying to make you understand something. This is precisely the way the rod sets in. It's the slow knife. Members of this university were recruited to spy for the Soviet Union 10 years ago. Now members of this university are demanding we lay down our weapons. The only defense we have against the very same foreign power. What happens in 10 years' time? And what happens to the integrity of this college in 10 years? If you share your work on a whim with a girl you've taken a fancy to? And what happens 10 years after that?
So,
one cannot survive by making oneself vulnerable. That is why this university is still here. That is why I am still here. I hope you understand how much I care about your success.
about your success.
It's so common for work to fade into obscurity after it's published. It would be a shame if yours were denied my full-throated support, especially after so many years.
So he's saying that if I don't remove the name, Garrett sent it to some other people and see their interest. But if we don't remove the name, we will throttle and hide it under the rug. Well,
spent years working on this.
I still don't agree.
Make your
to
decisions
power
for you.
down.
By all means, publish with Clara as a co-author if you're feeling generous, but if you do, you'll have to take your chances. It would be difficult for me to bring to bear any influence I have. By way of illustration, I have an address in Whitehall to give you.
Thank you.
Afraid I can't tell you much more now, but he's a good man. Cambridge man.
I despise this guy.
And you may find there's one more
It's
reason
making
to
me
leave
sick.
Clara out of things. I'm sure things will become clear soon.
Small man in a position of power. He's using that to
think you've made
steer other
things
people's lives.
Very clear.
Well, let me know what you decide. Just knock any time. My door is always open.
Did you get on the ship, mate? Or is the ship closed? It's probably closed. Why you have your ankles uncovered? Smoke? Explosion? And this is the hidden bunker, right?
Someone's there.
Oh, something's burning. There is somebody on the plane, however. Do you want to walk again? Okay, whatever floats your boat. Over your ankles. I'm scared. This is not something you can do easily. It's moving slower than this bar. I need to mash it. No. graves in the front. It doesn't go well. Oh, look, another boat. But we cannot row in this state. Let's go to the red door and find a flare. This guy again.
Peter, marvelous to see you. You've come at the right time. Even the 37 for 4. Terrible state of affairs. Anyway, you said you wanted to see me about something, Pete? Something you wanted to let me know.
Clara came up with a big idea too. Financially,
What did I say? I respect your decision. I do admire a man who knows his own mind.
Telegram to send more secret from J. Schwartz, who is US Antarctic Survey Station Norway Station 8. So Lance Cyclops mine, but used medical training for vision. 1 master injured, 2 men dead. So the graves that we've seen. Suspected solid activity, old ship behind the mountain, no use, abandoned, please send ship, please help. We are too late. Take the walking thingy, will help you. Okay, nothing else here. Need to get out. Controls not the best. This looks like ash.
Dr. Hamilton, Peter, how do you do? So good to meet you.
How do you do?
Excuse me, I won't be a moment. Still 3 o'clock, yes? Oh, no need to reschedule. This won't take long. Should be very quick.
What? That's not a good
Right
sign.
then, please do take a seat. Delighted you could make it to London. I do hope you get the time to enjoy it a little too, considering how busy you've been recently.
Thank you. I'll try to.
Good, do. Anyway, I imagine you're wondering why we asked you here. Well, it can't have surprised you that your field of study has been of increasing interest to us, especially since the war.
Since the war? I didn't know that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
The
nuclear
paper is
weapons,
going
right?
very well here.
And the Fallout.
You know about that?
Oh, yes, your professor, John Hargreaves, passed us a copy. And it's impressive, the amount of information you've managed to gather. Although I imagine the process of gathering it was rather difficult on your limited budget.
You know all about it, it seems.
As I said, we were most impressed and wanted to make you an offer. Reward, even.
Reward?
Well, you've no doubt taken your budget to its limits by now. What would you say if I could guarantee you a practically unlimited budget for further study? Ensure you had the best equipment, like the Americans. Take you right to the heart of things.
The heart of things?
I believe you traced the source of the radiation back to Antarctica, didn't you?
I did.
I'd say that warrants further study on location, wouldn't you?
It does?
It certainly does. We could place you with the Falkland Islands Dependency Survey working in Antarctica, scientist bods. Happy amateurs, very passionate like yourself. Of course, you'd probably have to sort a few things out with the other name we saw on the paper before you go. I hope that wouldn't be too difficult, considering what's on offer.
The other name, Clara, you mean?
Lovely name. Probably for the best. She wouldn't be able to go.
What?
Oh, not my say-so, I'm afraid. It's run a bit like the army down there. No women allowed.
Whose say-so is this?
I can assure you this is bigger than any one person.
Bigger than 2 people, you mean?
I see. Well, you signed those papers on your way in earlier, so I'm at liberty to tell you a little more. Things in the Antarctic, they've been a little strained recently. Lots of vested interests, territorial claims overlapping. Some sides wanting to secure the resources under the ground. Now, this kind of thing has been going on for decades, of course.
What kind of thing?
Oh, the Germans were flying over there, dropping swastikas in big circles. Before the war, that is. All a bit ridiculous, really. Now, I'm afraid it's the Soviets we've got to contend with. Bit of a royal mess, if you ask me. Still, we're trying to work with them.
Work with them? May I ask how?
You may. It should all be in everyone's interest, you see. Every country signed up to something called the Antarctic Treaty. All a rather clever bit of politicking that happened behind the scenes a few years ago. Set up to ensure that Antarctica is used for strictly peaceful purposes. No weapons are to be used. No one can make any future claims on the land. Now, if it sticks, everyone will be frightfully happy. Every side content that they've staked their claim. No more aggression, let's say.
Sounds sensible.
You'd have thought so. We've managed to placate the Soviets so far. This is all strictly confidential, but the sounds coming from Whitehall are not good. We're rather worried that it might all fall through.
I'm sure you are, but how does this affect me?
Well, in addition to the climate science you'd be able to do, tracking the radiation in the clouds and so forth, we'd like you to inform us of any other sources of radiation out there, what the readings are. If there are any
So they did know
bombs
about
being
this.
set off on the continent, it's important that we know as much as we can about them. We don't know what the Soviets might do next. You'd be using the very best equipment, as I said. Useful for your career. Useful for us.
So this is something that is being used all the time to recruit men into the army. You just show them the tech. They are fascinated by it. I can play with tanks. I can play with this new tech. Same exact thing here. He established that Peter is out of money. They probably checked that. They already put something in place for him. Have a contact. They have a job. Go and find what the Russians are doing with nuclear weapons. And they send them right to the place where they found it.
This is still climate science.
No,
yes?
it's not.
Absolutely right. The less we're involved, the better, really. But as I say, if you can help us in this small way, it would certainly help that career of yours.
My career's fine. Thank you.
Well, after speaking with a few people, Professor Hargreaves, for example, I'm sure that whatever your academic ambitions, after working on something as important as this, you'd have no trouble progressing. And if nothing else, think of the adventure of it. What a reward it would be for all your hard work.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
We
think?
almost died so far.
All right. I'll consider it.
Please do. Sorry, I've got a meeting in Westminster in 20 minutes. We'll have to cut this short. It's been very good to meet you.
Underestimated us.
And if this Clara thing feels like a sticking point, all I can say is sometimes we all have to answer to something greater than ourselves.
Ah, yes, and
Why not think
focus.
of it as an opportunity for you and to do what's right?
I see. Well, I'll do what's right. You can trust me on that.
I hope so. Women come and go.
Did he say no?
This is for your country.
Transcript received message from U.S. military attaché. Contracting calls. Norwegians aware of emergency. The Navy sending sisters for rescue. Keep watch for some plane. Scout plane landing craft will receive at 18 hours first stretcher for injured men and transport to the landing area. Okay. Find a flare gun. This is the same thing. Okay, mouse click. Okay, that building was empty, that building was empty. Let's go to that building. Over there. I don't see any prompts on the boat. There's graves by the water, I don't think. Are we going to chase the boat in this thing? I still have no idea what happened at Deception Point early in the game. Why there was something smoking? Where those people are gone? Oh, this one is not locked. At least it will be warm inside this one. Hey. Okay, I will A.
Nothing. No map, nothing.
You had your chances to grab the maps, mate. Oh, this one will fight too. What? Are you giving up? Oh, right. The plane is coming by. Oh, a flare. From our plane. Okay, we got an achievement called Surviving. Now we need to go all the way back. Oh, the end? The end of the movie, okay. Why the steering wheel is on the right side?
What was that all about?
In Norwegian.
You tell me.
I mean, I might have enjoyed it if I was a 10-year-old boy, but it was just boys and their toys again.
It's just an adventure story.
Do all your adventure fantasies involve so much shooting? They're presenting themselves as if they're heroes instead of the land grabbers they actually were.
I think you're taking it too seriously.
I know what you're about to see, that they were just men testing themselves against the world.
I do hear where you're coming from.
Fine, stop it now. And another thing, where were all the women? I counted one, she was a cook.
We'll go and see a different film next time. I'm only teasing. I do see what you mean, really.
It's depressing. Just turn the radio on, would you?
Of course. I'm not getting much.
The Prime Minister has urged for calm after news from Washington emerged tonight that the Antarctic Treaty is on the brink of falling through. Neither Britain, the United States, nor Soviet Russia could reach a deal. And, in an increasingly nervous political atmosphere, there is now the risk that there will be no agreement to stop any active aggression in Antarctica. After pinning the blame firmly on what he called Russia's continuing aggression, the Prime Minister warned that the next steps are far from clear, and that in this climate of mistrust, the world needed to stay vigilant. It remains to be seen who will make the next move.
Hey, stop shooting, you mad fool! No, he's hit the engine. You've hit the engine! What have you done?
It's you, mate.
Are you out of your mind?
Sorry, mate. I thought you were a bloody Russian. Not a bad shot, though. I'm gonna catch us a gull for our tea.
You hit the vehicle! The engine's dead! You satisfied with yourself?
Never felt better. Took the last of those painkillers and a drop of whiskey sorted me right out. I thought I'd go for a walk.
You need to get back inside. Is the radio on?
Ah, yeah, had to get away from those beeps. Better out here.
Believe me, it's not better out here.
Why don't you leave me in peace?
This beep sounds like an alarm.
Well, let's get you inside.
Ah, yeah, good idea. More whiskey.
Okay, so
You gave
what
me a
now?
scare. Don't know what was going through my head. That bloody noise on the radio was driving me mad. You know there's a Russian voice that appears on that channel once in a while?
Are you sure you're not hearing things?
Like on the numeric channels I
I've
told you about.
but I know what I heard. Yeah, sounded urgent, whatever it was. Same phrase over and over. Ah, Jesus, this leg.
Do you think the Russians are still out here?
Bloody well hope not.
Why not? We need help.
They don't want us here, you know? Why the hell should they save us, eh?
Because we are people?
You don't know that they wouldn't help us, do you?
Whatever you found out there, you weren't supposed to see it. If you think some Soviet's going to be happy to see you get out of here alive, you got another thing coming. And personally, if I saw one out here, I'd make sure he didn't make it home either. Before he did the same to me.
Alpha Romeo Lima, this is Faraday. Faraday Station calling.
Look. We got somebody.
Are we glad to hear you?
Hello? We picked up a distress call from this frequency. Can you hear me? Over.
Yes, I can hear you.
You're very faint. Can you tell me your position? Over.
Floyd, what's our position?
82 degrees south, 19 west.
We're at 82 degrees south, 19 west. Hello? Hello, can you tell me what's happening? Why is everywhere deserted? Over.
Hold on.
What the hell are they doing?
It's possible that there's been some sort of radiation leak. The Soviets have been broadcasting a warning signal which might have triggered an evacuation. We think that your location is within... I'm sorry, I can't tell you anymore. There's no imminent danger. Can we confirm 82 degrees south, 19 west, correct? Over.
They are not sending help, so...
That's right.
We're sending a rescue party out. Hold on tight. Over and out.
Wait.
Do they sound sincere to you guys? Because to me they are sounding like they are sending an airstrike over. Or aiming the guns at this position.
That again. It's too bloody sinister. Turn it off. Well, ain't that a beauty?
Rescue.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
He didn't believe it too.
Oh, have a little faith, please. They'll come.
I hope so, mate. We're both in line for knighthoods if we make it out, that's for sure.
You still need to sober up.
Your government loves to give out honours to failed Antarctic explorers. Otherwise, the whole endeavour would just look nuts. Shackleton, remember him? Marooned most of his men on an island for a year.
They were pioneers, surely.
Robert Scott, he got the Polar Medal, didn't even make it home. Heroic failures. Just like us. Hey, how does Sir Peter Hamilton sound? Anyway, that's if we make it out. Hope they find us before the food runs out.
Well, I found you again, didn't I?
Yeah. You did, mate. You did. Which reminds me, how did you find the plane again?
Dumb luck.
No,
You shot the
come on,
flares.
seriously.
Well, no, it was lucky. Spotting the flares that you sent up.
What's that? I never sent up any flares, mate.
Yes, you did. Stop messing around.
No, the flare box was empty. Not been checked in years, my guess. Bloody panicked me for a while.
Are you saying there's someone else here?
Search me. Why don't you take a look out? You see anything?
Finally from the meetings. Welcome. Okay.
It's too hazy. Wait.
Another
There
flare.
it is. That's not far away. So there is someone else over here. Do you think they're friendly?
Chances are no. We're gonna need more food soon.
Are you going to shot them and eat their food?
Put that down.
This is from World War I. Would you believe?
Why are you playing with that thing?
Here. One bullet left.
Why the hell do I need this?
We know there's something going on, but we don't know who that could be out there. All I'm saying is, be on your guard.
I'm not shooting anyone.
Just raise it up when you approach. That's all. Make sure you're the one in charge. If in doubt, make sure you're the one that fires first.
Same as his father told him.
There's only one bullet.
Just
So
the
he
one.
will do it. We are about to kill somebody. Oh my god, this game.
So, you gonna wait around here all day then? You gonna be alright? My whiskey, mate. I'll be happy as Larry. And I've got this. So, just keep that gun raised, you'll be fine. Make sure you don't get that knighthood posthumously.
Okay, we get a choice to raise the rifle. I hope we get a choice to do it or not to do it. So these are probably the guys from the British station, the Desolation or Deception Point. That left in the hurry.
Of course it's a flame. Thank God.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't shoot. Friend. Who are you? Rush. Engineer. Friend. What are you doing here? I am getting very cold. You?
Typical Russian.
Me too. You are right.
No. Wait, at all. But maybe the engineer can fix up our vehicle.
Peter, marvelous to see you. You've come at the right time. England are 37 for 4. Terrible state of affairs.
What he?
Anyway, you said
Why
you wanted
does
to
he
see me
saying
about
that?
Something, please. Something you wanted to let me know.
There is.
All right. Well, have you come to a decision?
Yes.
Clara and I, we're too close now. I can't take her off.
I must say, I admire you. It takes conviction to stand by a principle like that. As I've always said, your decision. You will be fine.
Okay, we found a friend, and he's helping us.
Good. You have a friend.
The hell? Hey, what are you doing? Get the hell out!
This man, he's not in good condition.
Jesus. Peter, what have you done to him?
Maybe I saved his life. For now.
For now? What, till your band of merry men turn up?
We need to leave. Can this plane fly?
What?
Are you the pilot? Can this plane fly?
Peter, what's going on? Why do you bring this damn Soviet agent in here?
I nearly killed him.
We need to leave.
You can bloody leave. The British are coming for us.
No.
They're coming, all right, just not for you.
No, nobody is coming.
You can think what you like. We're staying put, and you, my friend, can get the hell out.
I tell you, there's nobody else out there now. We need to move.
Who the hell are you?
What are you doing?
Telling you to piss off, you and however many comrades you have out there.
You do not know what is at stake. You do not know anything. We will die here. We need to... We do not have time for this. Now, can this plane fly?
It doesn't matter. We just need to wait till our guys arrive.
What is it? Is it the engine?
We don't need to fly out.
If it is the engine, maybe I can fix.
How the hell did you get here in the first place? You must already have transport.
He's got a vehicle.
Yeah, I had one. No fuel.
No fuel.
Well, what happened out there?
I didn't need to shoot anybody.
The man is right. And not feeling very well, I think.
Yeah, what's this about a vehicle?
I told you, the vehicle is dead. But you have one. I saw it outside. Will it move?
This man put a bullet through the engine. It's dead.
He likes his weapons too much, I see. Here. Give it. So. We need to fly or we die here.
I like this guy. He's reasonable.
What's going on out there?
Your friends. Are they running from something?
They are an explosion. They are dropping a nuclear bomb.
No, you're wrong.
Soon. You have radio? You have heard countdown? Beep, beep, like Sputnik?
Oh, that. I mean, it's all right. They told us it's nothing.
It's just a radiation warning.
It is countdown. We do not have long. You have heard it getting faster, yes?
Yeah, Peter, it was on that frequency when I switched it off. See if you can get it.
It is getting faster all the time. The faster it gets, the less time we have. We need to leave.
No, they're coming. They said they'd keep broadcasting, so we knew they were on their way.
And are they?
Peter, turn the dial. Can you hear anything?
Hold on.
What's going on?
There's nothing
Nope.
there.
Christ
We
almighty.
cannot hear.
I am engineer. Maybe I could fix the aircraft if you would tell me what is wrong. Do we just need to pull it out of the snow? Is there damage?
No, it's in good shape. I saved the plane, but it's more complicated. Frozen carburetor, that's my guess.
You have a lighter? Something to heat it?
Wait.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Then I can fix.
You seem very confident of that.
No, don't worry. If I am careful, it will be enough.
Then we're all right. We're saved.
Maybe. Maybe we are all saved.
Jesus! What is happening? Saved by a Soviet!
No, it's all right. We're gonna be all right. It doesn't matter where he's from. He might be the only man within 1,000 miles who can fix this aircraft. Lucky we found him.
Yeah, lucky you couldn't shoot straight.
Yeah!
Well, what is it now?
You say you land the plane well, but there's a hole underneath. In a fuel tank.
No, you said you saved the plane.
Oh, I saved us, didn't I?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I can close it up, but that is not the problem. There's no fuel.
Can you check again?
There is nothing.
Oh, Christ.
Is there anyone else we can radio?
There would be no point. They are all gone.
We're screwed then.
Yeah, unless there is fuel in the wing tanks. Maybe?
Not this time. Flying light.
Then we are, as you say, screwed.
There is this other vehicle. Maybe you can borrow fuel from that one and fly a little bit.
Yeah. Might as well make use of that lighter. Not your usual brand, I would guess.
No. Thank you.
Seeing as we're all doomed, might as well be mates.
Wait, are you gonna fly the plane?
Take it you don't have any out there
Oh, too
anymore.
good.
Comrades. No.
Why were you alone?
I was following everyone as we evacuated. In the storm, We could not see each other.
So
My
where
vehicle
they were
ran
going?
out of fuel. I was behind them. They did not see me stop. Or maybe they reached the coast before they even realized.
Oh, we got another bike coming.
They just left you there.
So I still don't understand this ad manager. It says that previously it gave me a timer. Huh? Thank you. I don't want to serve you ads and so you will skip on the store. Okay, it's going through. Okay, I will go for a break. See you guys in 2 minutes. Welcome back after the breaks.
I was desperate. I prayed for them to come back, but I knew they wouldn't. The snow covered our tracks, and they had their orders. They wanted to survive. Yeah, they would have been crazy to come back.
I can't believe it.
Well, you have not been so lucky too.
Storm got us both, eh? Well, your English is very good. I take it you're not a spy.
This would be very bad spying.
Spies
No,
have
I am
good
an
English.
engineer and a translator too sometimes. I could help translate British and American radio traffic. That makes me think. What were you doing here?
All right. In this new spirit of international cooperation, you might as well know, I was asked to take this gentleman out to the big British science base down south. He was supposed to be studying there. That right, Peter?
That's right.
Climate science, the clouds.
Yeah, that's what we told everyone too.
What?
You were doing climate science here as well?
Unofficially. Unofficially, it was a little more than that.
You were studying something else?
We were studying you. I am surprised you did not know. You have been studying us.
No, I was going to study radiation in the clouds.
Climate science, yes. So, maybe it is you who are the spies. Yeah, but
We
it
are accused
seems
that
you don't know
he didn't
our
even know.
secrets just yet.
I saw the mine.
You made it that far.
I did.
So, you saw the base where we lived.
It must have been awful there.
No, we packed everything up in the big trucks before they left. You don't think we really live like that? You must have thought we were animals.
No, I didn't think you were.
Well, who says you're not?
Oh, he is being fun here.
He's getting drunk.
Well, there's not much reason to lay off it now. So what were the rest of you doing out there?
We monitored that mine, checked for leaks, monitored for radiation levels. But we monitored other things too.
Other mines?
Not that, no.
Your bomb tests?
No. Your bomb tests.
Our bomb tests?
Yours.
No, the British don't test out here. The Antarctic Treaty prevents them.
It should prevent the Americans too. But this does not stop them. Oh, it's interesting what they had told you. Did they tell you to study our bombs?
Well, they did say there might be the possibility the Soviets were using them, but...
Did they tell you you would really be studying your own?
I don't like what you're suggesting.
I don't know what they said, but our government, they lied to us.
That is very important line.
Well, my government wouldn't.
Whatever you think, we know British bombs have been getting too close. Shock waves from one caused a landslide, killed 2 men.
The Norwegian base?
Yeah, I believe so. We don't test here, seems you do. And each time your bombs go, they make more places unusable, like the mine.
Are you saying that's a British bomb that's gonna go off?
No. This bomb is Russian, and it will be dropped right over the mine.
What? Wait, you destroy
Cover
your
it
own
up.
mine?
Yes, the mine is old, they can leave it. But they want to destroy it, to keep it a secret.
That's insane.
Maybe they think it is better this way.
Better than everyone discovering what they've been up to? Stockpiling uranium, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Surely there'd be some kind of retaliation.
Maybe they think they can just say it is a jest.
It sounds bloody risky. The British and the Americans would expose it, surely.
Sure.
What, and risk revealing that they have been breaching the treaty too? They are just as guilty.
It's all just flag waving. Bullshit, I don't care for it. I'm trying to stay clear of that stuff since the war. Still caught up with me.
I also do not care about taking sides. I am tired of their secrets. I just want you to get home.
We all wanted to go home.
Challenge is for TLD. And they're not paying TLD.
Oh, I know. There's a plane with a bomb on it. And that is what the countdown means.
And that's it? We're going to die here.
Yes.
if there's no fuel.
No fuel. And no escape.
So where is that track that we arrived in? It must have some fuel. We don't need to escape far.
It's getting worse.
Okay. So I also noticed something. I don't know if this is coming on over the stream. However, there is this film grain filter all over everything. And this is a very similar effect to what you get when there is a high radiation. You get the same grainy particles hitting the film surface and leaving this kind of marks.
Don't worry, it's a British thing.
I did not think my final cigarette would be British.
Here. Might as well go the whole hog. Not like I'm keeping it for later.
Where did you have whiskey in the plate?
Maybe not in your condition. I don't think he can hear me.
Peter, you're right.
When it comes, what do we see? Flash of light? It'll be quick, right?
No.
I hope so. That is disgusting.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I wonder where it came from.
Take uranium, make nuclear reactor, fit in plane and fly away.
Bottom of the barrel.
Yes, but this is not Minecraft.
Oh. Ah, he's coming round. Thought you were completely out of it.
You said you wonder where it came from.
What?
Something about barrels.
Ah, yeah, so you did hear us, yes. Yes, mate, I was talking about barrels. Don't worry yourself. Unless you've seen some barrels full of fuel for this aircraft.
Hey, we did see a lot of barrels.
I've seen barrels. I've seen...
What's that?
Barrels? What kind? What color do you paint your aircraft fuel barrels?
Red with a white stripe.
Yeah, I've seen them, lots of them.
Where?
The British base, that way.
What, you little beauty? Why didn't you say?
I didn't know. I didn't know they were for aircraft.
How far is the base?
It's not that far. It's walkable.
No, we need one. Someone needs to go.
Too right.
Yeah, there's only one who can go.
What? No, he's in no fit state.
No, he's fitter than you. You cannot walk.
You could go.
I have to fix the engine. We may already be too late. Come. We need rope.
Hey, where are you going?
We need to pull the aircraft out of snow first. Come!
Do we have the time now?
Do we have the choice now?
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about the time. If you need to do it, do it. I love these colors. Orange and blue.
You be careful with my baby. Don't mess up her tail.
You count 2, 3. We pull together after.
I'm barricading for you guys.
Take away the
One.
bottle
One,
from him.
two, 3. Hey! That's the bloody stuff! Top work! Good job!
Give me that.
What?
We need you sober, you fool!
Hey, that's for my leg, mate. I need that!
You need to show me engine. You? We need fuel now. You know which way to go.
Towards that red light.
Say, it's weather coming in. It can come in very fast. You need to be quick.
There's weather coming in high like this.
We need you to do this. Please.
I can do it.
We will die if you can't. I need to fix engine. If I finish, I come. But you are on your own now. Please, go! Go! Come on. Up.
Here we go. The Grady filter is out. Or is it? No, it is not. Just everything is white. Another memory. Are we going to pop the question? Oh, this question, okay. So we are telling her that we need to go to Antarctica and we cannot take her.
You lied.
Yep, other people manipulated us and we didn't say no.
Get away from me.
Clara, wait.
Not now.
Clara, come back.
It could have been so good, Peter.
Well, wait, it is good. It's getting published.
I'm not talking about the bloody paper, Peter. Christ, us.
Well, we are good, aren't we?
Well, you might be, but I'm not sure I know what's going through your mind anymore.
Mm-hmm.
After everything we've done, after you promise you that.
Promise you that? What?
Ow!
Clara!
Don't you worry about me, Peter. I'll be fine. Going to see your professor, were you? Oh, well, more fool me.
I did go.
I should have known you'd always back your little boys club over me.
But are we losing our choices now?
You had no intention of telling him how much I've done.
No, I told him.
Word gets out, Peter. I didn't think it at the start, but you're just like the rest of them. You, of all people. Still, that's my fault, I suppose.
Fault? No, nobody's at fault.
I should have known from the start, ever since you introduced yourself so formally. Just Dr. Hamilton, work first with you, always.
No, I didn't do that. I would have said Peter.
Would you? No. Oh, and I suppose you didn't run away from my lecture that time. Didn't let me go on that march all by myself? Take sugar in your bloody tea now?
What does she mean?
It's like when we were talking about living in that red house by the sea. What was so frightening about that? Why the big panic?
I didn't panic. We had a discussion.
I don't remember one.
Wait, no, you're the one who's wrong. It was the blue house, not the red one.
Your memory, Peter! Are you even thinking straight?
Yes.
I know what happened. I was there. Perhaps you were miles away again. Are you even here now?
Yes. Here, yes, absolutely.
Peter! Were you ever here?
I'm here now! I'm here.
Not gonna be fooled by this any longer. Do you actually believe yourself?
I don't know.
You betrayed me. I'm not forgiving that. I can bloody well promise you that.
So this game is not about choices. Or is it? What? If you ever played Stanley Parable, the narrator goes about choices and doors. And you want to give the player a choice, you offer them 2 doors. Obviously, this game will get a door.
Peter, marvelous to see you. You've come at the right time. England are 37 for 4. Terrible state of affairs. Anyway, you said you wanted to see me about something, please. Something you wanted to let me know.
So, the truth now?
The paper's mine. I'd like to take Clara's name off.
I am pleased. I think you've done the right thing.
Or is there just one choice?
Up. It is not far. You nearly made it.
Nearly made it. I was so close.
We can do this together.
Teamwork.
It is better with us both. Take that side. And push. Stay straight. Stay straight.
Straight. And true. Straight and true.
Oh my god, we are exhausted.
Got it all wrong. Come. Together, come. There is no time. Please. Up. You must get up.
Oh, we did make it. Nice.
Alright, here goes nothing. Ready to go get that knighthood? Go! Here we go!
Don't get out. Please don't get out. And get rehydrated.
Well, it could be ours, though. This beautiful thing. If you wanted it to be.
Come here.
Is this the ending? Really? Or just another episode?
Oh, I knew it wouldn't last.
What?
The rain. Want to go back?
Oh, exactly. There was something in this forest. Like last time we were here, in this memory, we went down the forest and we didn't arrive anywhere.
I'll find it.
Well, okay then. You take care. I wouldn't want to lose you now. Bye then.
Bye.
But we are staying here? I'm so confused with this game. Okay, alright. Yeah, that's the ending. Let's watch the credits. And in the meantime, while we're watching the credits, can I type something about the game pausing? No, I cannot. So let's give folks some shoutouts. So, okay. Let's give you a shoutout.
Wait, what is this?
Check out them. They're playing. It is no
Word
longer.
sapling.
It's streaming
Arrow.
sometimes.
How is it just lying around here?
Who else we also got here? We've got Chef Maria. At the beginning.
I guess that was just a bait, isn't it?
Let's go check out Chef Maria.
We're gonna take some gold damage here to -26. What the fuck? Let's go, but let's just go for it. He's taken Gotham. It's just oh yeah, the Gotham one is good.
And let's go check out
Code here.
Stasha.
So I have a blueprint. Give me. Decode the blueprint. New blueprint, microchip, mini speed, mining speed. Mining speed. Hey, Lindy, how are you doing? What the? Welcome,
What is this
welcome.
script?
464. Terraforming index. Use the chip. Got it.
We got the best scripts. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. This will be the end of today's stream. I don't have a schedule, so watch out for these notifications. I will try to stream a little bit more. The hot period is ending, and I have a little bit more time. So until next time, see ya, guys. And we should get a raid going. So let's open up Twitch and see who is on from our streaming friends. Let's go to Celestial Snooze. If you don't know her, this is one of our streaming community. I need to double check if I typed this right. Celestial Snooze. So thank you guys for hanging. Let's bring the raid. And see you guys next time.